Ryan.
Nick.
And Steven! Dope. Look, we got it done in one whole thing. That's an improvement.
Yay.
So, the last time we left the Lost and Found in our Tyranny of Dragons adventure, they were setting sail down to King's Pyre. And, well, a boring trip. It was a most successful trip, as the Lost and Found made their way through some sea caves underneath King's Pyre, the meeting place of the Grey Patriots and the Claws of Tiamat, for, at worst, an armistice, and at best for them, possible truce between the two of them. The party snuck there using a very good use past that trace, snuck by the longship of the Grey Patriots and was able to come up behind the camp. There they successfully took out two of the Grey Patriots guards, but not before Alder was able to get some key information by ripping the information out of one of the bandits' mind using Detect Thoughts. After that, Reyn went up to go silence a elf with a bow, Kai Tyran Uviel, over at the top, while Çiaran was going to try to imitate screech owl noise to scare one of the bandits who had a mortal fear of screech owls, but instead ran into a two-headed kobold. There, she was able to easily knock the kobold out and take a black sending stone that the kobold was speaking into. Hearing what sounded like a possible double cross on Jarella's side of the things, a large, gruff voice asked when the burning banner could ride, and Çiaran made a snap decision and said, "Now." The Burning Banner, a local tribe of orcs, did indeed descend upon King's Pyre in the middle of these kind of negotiations, as they begun running through the Claws of Tiamat's camp. The party laid in wait for Sand Krulix and kind of his top lieutenants to come back to his private tent. Inside, they found Sand Krulix's chest, which had a flying sword inside, which party took a couple licks, especially Gelt, but was able to eventually break the sword, Gelt collecting it, and found the Heart of Mitranor, an incredibly beautiful emerald necklace in the property of House Cordona, which the party has been promised 500 gold pieces for the proper return of. So, success. The party then laid in wait until Sand Krulik and his lieutenant Ruse, a combination of spike growth, fighting in small and close quarters, good rolls, use lots of people's tattoos coming in from Ghost Step to Eldritch Claw to, we'll get to Çiaran's. A very brutal fight was had, with Ruse going into a berserker frenzied state and decapitating Larg, Broken Jaw, the hired hand of the party in our last session. Before Reyn was able to give the biggest shuriken uppercut to Sand Krulik, successfully knocking him out. As the party, as Alder and Rathine took care of some of the other guards who hadn't been turned into Swiss cheese on Çiaran's spike growth, Gelt fell for the first time in combat. I mean, it was a brutal battle, no other way to slice it, but was only the first half, as Gnarl Shieldbiter, leader of the Burning Banner, led a contingency of orcs across King's Pyre statue over into the Grey Patriots' camps, where they quickly routed the remaining bandits and engaged in a even more brutal fight with the Lost and Found. It was looking pretty dicey for both Gelt, Çiaran, and Alder at various times, but the party was able to come together, defeat the remaining orcs, strike down Gnarl Shieldbiter, specifically by Alder, who used a very powerful Burning Hands to turn Gnarl Shieldbiter literally into ashes in front of the party, and Çiaran putting down Gnarl's faithful warg companion. We now return back to the party. Rathine has secured Sand Krulik's unconscious body, in the caves leading down to where your guys' rowboat is secured. Çiaran, you in direwolf form, have heard cries from hope from kind of the caves up above you, although I believe you did turn back into your regular shape. Is that correct?
I'm going to right away.
Going to right away. All right. You guys have the metronor. Nothing's on fire. The other side seems quiet. The last thing everybody heard was some sort of loud screeching from the other side. Party. Welcome back to it. What would you like to do?
Çiaran's gonna start by healing the Alder first, probably. I'll throw I'll give you a first level. 2 first levels.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
2 first levels.
2 first levels.
7 and 7 for 14.
Beautiful.
And then Gelt, you're gonna get a 2nd level.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. That's 6 and 10. Or no, sorry. 2 and 10, so 12.
Okay.
Sorry.
Sweet.
Flex really hard and close my wounds and heal myself for 9.
Nice. And then I guess that leaves my last 2 first levels for me.
Do people still need more healing?
Let me see what my healing does for me.
Oh my god.
21. I topped myself off.
Good stuff.
Oh, good for you. And obviously we're doing this like as quickly as physically possible as we duck into the cave.
Yeah, as we're doing it, Çiaran actually describes the sounds she heard. She heard a screech of some kind of creature. Did you say to me, Dom, it was maybe owlbear?
Yes, you did roll a nature last time, and so you're thinking owlbear.
Okay, I'm thinking
Either
owlbear.
owlbear or giant owl. But you figured if it was a giant owl, you'd be able to see them.
But that has since stopped, correct?
It's gone on a couple more times.
Okay.
You also have heard some cries from help above
Right.
in that other form.
I
You
also
guys do
described that.
come back to and see Rathine. She's kind of sitting on the ground, Sandkrulik's body just kind of dragged there, breathing hard. There's a huge wound in kind of her right side. It's a whole hole that goes from one end to the other.
Yeah, she's earned a cure wounds at this point as far as I'm concerned. I'm using one of my spell slots on her.
Absolutely. How much do you heal up for?
She's healed for 7.
For 7, you're able to kind of stitch together, stop that bleeding. She still looks rather pale compared to how she was walking in, but she thanks you and asks, so what do we do with them?
Well, we need to get him back down to the longboat and get him back to just get out of here, but I feel like there's still more to do. You said you heard people shouting for help, Çiaran?
Yes, up above.
I don't think I could leave without at least going to try.
Well then, do you want to give me those manacles you used on Morg, and I'll just kind of sit on this guy here while you do your thing? I don't think I'm in any condition to go climbing cliffs.
Manacles and rope, as he pulls out his manacles and rope.
Yeah, you guys get Sandkrulik all secured away. The only move he's got is to roll down the sea coast into the Moon Sea.
Which
Go
will
ahead and keep an
probably...
eye on this kobold as well. That's like wrapped in rope.
Oh, is that unconscious too? I
Mhm.
forgot that was unconscious.
Oh yeah.
Yep, Rathine uses Sand's tied up body as kind of like a throne pillow, and then uses the kobold's double-headed body as a place to elevate feet, and just It's like, yeah, don't worry about it.
Stay in the shadows.
And she just
Knew we could count on you.
lays down on that. You're pretty sure she's almost asleep by the time you're about to leave the cave.
Gelt or Alder, would you like any more healing?
Yeah, I would. I'm only at like 19.
Oh yeah, I'll throw my other cure wounds into you.
Please, appreciate you.
Huh, that's another 7.
Awesome. Thank you, Reyn.
You're welcome. I do still have the Kyotom's ointment if we're feeling like we might need even more healing, but if we think we can hold off, we might do that instead.
You said that gave me 7, right?
Yeah.
I can. My max is 38.
You're at what? 26
24.
then? Or 20?
No, 24 because I was at 17.
Okay, got it. Yeah, you know what? He pulls out the jar and he glops some of the Kyotom's ointment on you.
That's good. Does that stuff like replenish?
No, but there's multiple uses of it inside of the jar. I believe, Dom, you told me I had 3.
If you have 3 uses.
Yes.
I think Gelt can hold it down. He's still got 5 points of healing that he reserved in case anyone went down.
So Reyn was like centimeters from being 2 fingers inside of the jar of Kyotom's ointment, and he's just like, "Oh, you should, okay," and he rejars it and puts it back in his pocket.
Yeah. I appreciate it, Reyn. I forgot I had a little bit of healing left in me.
Oh, good. Get that god stuff in you. That good god stuff.
You know it. So I'll go ahead and boost myself up to 29 with that.
Okay, so we don't know if there's another way up there other than climbing. I guess we try and climb. I know that I'll probably be able to make it up there lickety-split if we just want me to kind of give it an old scout about before I make y'all do the climbing up thing.
Yeah, it's either climbing or, I guess, looking around some more of the tunnels and entrances to see if they get up there.
The climb isn't too terrible, right?
Not terrible.
Keep in mind, I tried this and it did not work out well for me.
How much do you weigh, Alder?
Yeah, how much do you weigh, Alder?
Wow, put me on the spot here, guys.
That's more for you. That's more for you, Ryan, than anything. Because Reyn might be able to just carry him.
I think I put down like around like 150 or 160 or something.
Wait, how tall is Alder?
Oh, he's tall. He's decently tall, right?
He's okay. Well, I forget. I need to
I
bring up
thought
my
you
sheet to
said
check.
that the 4 inches you grew evened you out to 6 foot,
That's right, yeah.
Well,
You did
grow 4 inches.
Yeah.
but you
Yes.
shrank again.
So you were
That's
like,
right.
you're like 5'8".
Okay, yeah.
Okay, that makes
Alder
sense.
just has
You're
a really solid constitution, so like, well, yes, Alder's not the strongest of individuals. He's
Still a
also
thick boy.
yeah, he's always got. There's always more there than you're expecting. Makes a solid
it.
smack if you put a hand on.
Got it. Well, let's try to climb at the very least. Somebody else has a rope, right? Because I could use the rope to try and haul people up too.
I used mine on the kobolds.
Doesn't our adventure pack come with one, right?
It should.
Does.
Okay, I don't think I've used mine yet.
You have
Good.
not.
Well, then I'm gonna start the climb and get up there and be an anchor with a rope.
Roll me athletics.
You got it. 16.
16. Yep. You get all the way up there. You can let the rope down. That will lower the DC significantly for climbing up here.
Yay! I'm a heavy boy and good at rope holding.
Probably Gelt next, yeah. Just so there are 2 strong boys up top.
Yes, please.
Go ahead and give me athletics.
Sorry, I was muted. Can someone else go first? Actually, I'm literally
Sure.
running inside
Okay.
right now, so I'm
Oh, got it.
Rolling
like,
it.
next to my dice.
16.
Real world timing.
Yep.
Yeah, literally.
Siren makes it up there. No problem.
Yay.
Alder,
We'll go ahead. Is that athletics, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a 9.
A 9. Alder gets almost all the way to the top before your muscles kind of begin to give out. Çiaran, you could make a dexterity saving throw to see if you can snatch him, as Reyn is holding on to the rope right now.
I believe in you,
Still on
Çiaran.
bottom.
Dex saving throw is a 14.
A 14, you're able to snag Alder by his kind of ropes in the fronts and pull him over, and he falls right on top of you, but you're able to keep him from falling 45 feet.
I got you, buddy.
I thought Gelt was gonna have to catch me.
Oh, I could. As I'm now inside. So I can go ahead and give my athletics check or roll. Was it a check or just a roll?
It's an athletics check.
Yeah.
For a check, that is going to be a 10.
A 10? It's difficult. You're definitely feeling the wear and tear of that last fight. That's about the hardest your bell's been rung in a very, very long time. It's slow moving compared to, just about everyone except for Alder, but Gelt is able to get both hands up there, and with a little help from Reyn at the end, you're able to get yourself all the way up.
Yay. All right. Let's head towards the cave mouth where we heard yells of help. Also, maybe let's keep a low profile since we're up and kind of in the open up on this ridge, it feels like.
Seriously.
So, go ahead and we'll just roll. So you enter into kind of the cliff cave, and it goes for a little while. Roll me stealth. It is dark in here. It doesn't look like there's any torches or anything lit.
Got it.
Oh, god damn it, dude.
Hey, that's a good one.
It's a 9 for me, boys.
15, 24,
I'm Çiaran.
21.
Damn,
Nice.
Alder.
You guys make your way quite a whiles away. It actually goes behind where the waterfalls are at. Gelt, your first couple steps, you stumble and you kind of bang off the walls, and you can hear it kind of echo.
Oh, my bad, guys.
And you hear some voices down farther. Hello? 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 As you're going deeper
had
down
that
into the
directed at
cave, it is getting louder. Eventually, after about 60 feet or so inwards, you see that there is one kind of cave entrance to your left. You can see kind of the outside and feel the wind kind of coming in. And then you see to your right, it looks like there's a path downwards. The sounds appear to be coming from below.
Then let's head that direct. Ooh, actually, real quick. Does somebody want to kind of sneak to the edge of the cave mouth and see if we can get a look down on the kobold camp?
Definitely not me.
I could go ahead and do that.
What do you need?
Oh, I just wanted. We're right here at the other kind of cave mouth that's looking over the kobold camp. If someone wants to look in,
Oh,
and
yeah.
see
Yeah, I'll
what
do
that
that.
looks like right now.
Alright, Çiaran. Çiaran and Alder, both of you guys give me a perception check. You guys, if we're going to look at our map, you guys are now on the left side of the statue, on that cave mouth on the cliffs.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a 17, Captain.
17.
And a 10 for me.
And 10. You both kind of look over. You can see that in the goblet that the statue holds, it is currently still burning, and that is kind of really pushing away some of the fog, giving you a pretty good look into the camp. Alder, you see there's... it's not much of a camp compared to the Grey Patriots. You do see one large wagon that is one of like the only actually built structures here. It's a fairly large-sized one at that. Çiaran, you look down and you can see all the way across, and especially hearing it as well, you see a large cage, and inside of it is indeed an owlbear, still caged up. And both of you, it's easy looking around. You can see kobold bodies. You can see some of what might have been rudimentary tents are burning on fire. You look over to your right and you can see the burnt out figure of what looks to be some sort of giant, 10 feet tall, over towards kind of the wooded areas that seem to be right in front of the path. It looks to be laying on its front end, still lightly burning, but not moving.
I think we could make a trip down there before we get out of here.
Yeah, coast is probably clear. Looks like they got right messed up.
And Alder, you can definitely hear the shrieks. But besides the shrieks, it's the biggest noise is the sound of things burning.
Hot damn.
Perhaps we should get down there quickly before things burn entirely. Although, where were those calls for help coming from?
Those
This way.
appear to be down.
Okay, let's continue doing that before anything else.
I just wanna
Looking
take
over,
the
you don't
opportunity while we
see
had the vantage.
kind of an origin points of where the yells are coming from. Like, looking over this, it's mostly, other than the owlbear, like, nothing's stirring.
That's so insane. Cool.
So you regroup, kind of give everyone the heads up on what you saw out there, and you head down. On your way, you see a patch of these striped toadstools. They seem just, because it's so dark in here, they seem briefly bioluminescent. But they are just on your, as you're heading down. It's almost like it goes down one way and then goes back around snake style in that area. There's a little bit more moisture there, and it just seems kind of damp. And they're these the only place you've seen these mushrooms kind of growing.
Yeah, if they're like obviously bioluminescent, or briefly even bioluminescent, Reyn will stop and try and cultivate some.
Go ahead and roll me a nature check.
That's a 16 minus 1 for 15.
15? Yeah, you recognize these. It's not. They're a type of striped toadstools. It's not a very clever name, but these are poisonous. That typically if you ingest one of these, you're gonna be sick for at least an hour.
You know what? I definitely want to get some, and I think I want to bring him back to Phyllis from Wondercondoodle. He did us good with that poison. Might as well bring him back some interesting stuff we find along the way.
Absolutely, you're able to get. Let me see. There's a good bit of them. No, they haven't been disturbed. So, yeah, you get 10 of these mushrooms. So you're able to just put them in your sack, and they're not poisonous to touch. Only ingesting.
Perfect.
So you're just like, oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead
Awesome.
and add 10 striped toadstools to your inventory.
Awesome, I have. Thank you.
Yes, as they are right now, if you were to eat those because you rolled high enough, it's a DC Constitution 11 saving throw, or you take 2d6 poison damage and become poisoned for 1 hour.
Okay.
Awesome.
Go ahead.
I have that all down. Thank you, Dom.
You're very welcome. So, as you guys come in through the back, it opens up. You've gone down 45 feet. You're at approximately ground level, and looking inside, you can see that there doesn't appear. There's some knocked over torches. that are lighting up some of the area. And over to the side, you see what looks to be 4 bedraggled humans, a half-elf, and a pair of dwarves. They're tied up nearby, sprawled over a bunch of big, kind of smelly-looking furs. There's wicker cages containing oversized centipedes and cockroaches that are stacked against the wall. And a little further south, you can see what appears to be a tied-up giant weasel. Looking even further, everybody give me a perception check. That's what's easily recognizable.
16.
16.
7.
7.
19.
6. 19. Reyn and Çiaran, you can see that in kind of the center of this, looking downwards, is definitely a fight pit of some sorts. There appears to be one, dead giant weasel. It looks like there are a couple kobold corpses. One with a large javelin protruding from its back. And further towards the kind of the front of the cave, you can see what looks to be a pit trap that is somebody clearly has fallen into.
Oh, rough. Like dead fallen into?
You would need to get closer to really find out, but you're definitely like, that's a pit trap.
Why don't you ask them if they're okay?
Hey, chap.
Well, if there's people that are here, we may as well be rescuing.
So you guys make it over there. They're not like ridiculously. It's more tied up with rope more than anything. But as you get close, the half elf actually looks up and says, "Gelt? Gelt, is that you?"
Who is that?
Roll me some insight, buddy.
Good at that. I'm alright at that. Jesus Christ, can I roll anything above a fucking 7 today? It's gonna be an 8.
An 8. It's kind of dark in here. Even with your goggles on, you're having a little bit of trouble. But he goes up to you. No, I haven't seen you since you were a teenager. But you can't. Don't you recognize me, Gelt? It's Leosin.
Nielsen?
Leosin.
Leosin. Me personally, I don't know the name.
That would be the person that taught you Draconic, who is the one who's took you all the way down to the Dragon Coast. He's the person who gave you kind of your love of languages. Somebody watched over you as your parents went and did about their business.
Okay.
So a very important person for you.
Evidently, I don't know why I don't have that written down, but what?
Then that's on you, my friend. But you do recognize Leosin as kind of your childhood mentor.
Okay. Leosin, why do you in such a place? What are you doing with the Great Patriots?
He's here, all
I
Bedrag.
know.
Shit.
That doesn't. I didn't say he was
Hey, you've got an intelligence of 19.
True.
Yeah, but
He's in
wasn't.
the clearly not the Great Patriots camp.
Mm-hmm.
Is this not the Great Patriots? We just
No.
No,
my
this
dude.
is the Kobold
This is
side of the
Kobold
camp.
side.
Oh, my bad. Well, shit. What are you doing with the kobolds, Leo?
I was working for my faction and looking into. Well, I've heard that there's a 2-headed kobold here who might be working with the Cult of the Dragon, and been doing a bit of research into that. And well, clearly I was not very careful.
Reyn just
Do I know?
whips around dramatically at Çiaran.
Do I know of the kobold?
I mean, you would have to ask him.
So Çiaran, or Çiaran
No.
was asking Çiaran.
Oh,
Because she's the one who knocked him out,
yeah.
right?
I mean, you guys all know that you guys have a 2-headed
Right.
kobold,
Okay, that's-
unconscious and wrapped up. Like you just saw it.
Okay,
Yep.
cool. That was what I was asking. I'll ask Leah or Atelio. One of my companions here was able to knock out and apprehend a two-headed kobold.
What? Really?
Yeah, as it happens. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Who are the rest of you?
Oh,
Oh,
I'm sorry,
yeah.
Leosin.
Introductions, I suppose. We're his friends and coworkers in our adventuring guild. My name's Reyn Ironfist. Pleasure to meet you.
Reyn, are you
Um,
perhaps related to Rolled Ironjaw and husband of Olisera?
My cousin and cousin-in-law.
Oh, you're the family. Oh, you're the one that lives in Phlan.
You're the one who's supposed to be living at my cousin's place.
Correct on all accounts.
Oh boy, wow. This is all coming together in a really crazy way. Okay, everybody else, go introduce yourselves. Jeez.
I'm Çiaran-Laé. I'm a summer strider of the Enclave.
I am Fadi.
See, I'm all the way out here. But my Gelt, you have such a colourful variety of friends. I'd see that it was just fine having you continue to stay at the waiting.
You should have seen it. We had more. We had a Minotaur and a lizard folk at one point.
I'm so proud of you, Gelt. Look how far you've come from the boy that took that journey with me. I remember you were afraid to step on a ship or say hi to the merchant people. Even other people have called me. You're so shy growing up.
Leo, it's okay, Leo. Fond memories here, Leo.
Reyn is just like cross-armed and beaming at you.
This is a story for another time, Leo.
Yes, we have so much to talk about. I'm sorry, I was sent by the Harpers to investigate all of this, and well, I've been trying to keep everyone's spirits up here. I guess my companions in bonds, and points out the other humans, the pair of dwarves. Most of them they give slight introductions. Most of them captured by the claws of Tiamat on the Iron Route. Many of them different merchants. Say it's rinse and repeat, all being saved for sacrifice by the claws of Tiamat, as Leosin explains.
Oh, please.
Yes, the Jarella, the leader of these kobolds, well, she believes she's a chosen of Tiamat, so she takes captives like us and sacrifices them to a dragon god.
Sick.
Yes, I believe that she might be tied to the cult of the dragons, but I'm led to believe that this two-headed kobold in your employ, Sharak, as he's called, was actually working against her.
Indeed. It seems she did not have the direct approval of the cult itself to be doing what she was doing.
I'm not surprised anyone claiming to be the chosen of Tiamat while the cult is around. That's a very large problem. What happened out there?
A lot. To be completely honest, we forcibly caused them to think that they had all turned on each other and got the fight going. And some orcs showed up at some point. And I think was anybody down there moving, Çiaran?
Not but the creature, the owlbear, penned away.
It's a pretty grim sight out there, I'll warn you now.
Yes, they had a giant. One of the groups, either the banner or the Jarellas.
Legit giant? Like a giant?
a very large person. Hard to tell from so far away, but yeah, it looked giant to me.
Well,
I believe, well, kobolds aren't always very smart, but occasionally they can be cunning. That's no giant. It's simply an effigy. Used to scare off others.
Oh.
Oh, it worked on me from far away, in the dark.
Yes,
amidst
I'm sure from
smoke.
far away it was probably very effective, but Orcs is not known for being cowardly. And I overheard. Fortunately, I speak Draconic.
that is convenient for sure when looking into the Cult of the Dragon.
Well, they never assumed that a half-elf would speak their language, so you'd be surprised at all the nasty conversations kobolds have.
Hell yeah. Well, if we can get you out of here, and there seems to be, as he's just kind of looking over his shoulders and stuff, and there seems to be no opposition, then let's gather up. Do we need to do any other We should probably check and see what happened out there, shouldn't we?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
I imagine there might be something in that camp worth finding.
Uh,
Also, I would like to maybe find a way to release that owl bear without it killing us.
Ciaran,
just
you
'cause I-
also see, and because of your passive perception, this giant weasel that is clearly chained against its will has been staring at the party intently the whole time.
I'll
How big are giant weasels?
Giant
have a look.
weasels, they're medium-sized.
Okay, got it. So not a weird mount for a dwarf.
No, I posted the
Um,
stats for a weasel earlier. Here it is.
Giant
This is a
weasel.
giant
It's a giant
weasel.
Giant
And
weasel.
Here it is.
These are man-sized weasel.
Ciaran might pull out a bit of meat that surely she has from Greenhawks at some point during the day, and kind of do an animal handling check if I can.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
I hope
Roll
it
with
does a
advantage because
giant war dance.
you're giving food to said weasel.
Yeah.
Alright,
I hope it does a giant weasel war dance.
Thank you for the advantage. 24.
Oh yeah, the weasel takes eats the meats, and weasels make this kind of weird kind of squeaky hiss
Chirping.
chirping noise, but
It's
since
so
this is a
cute.
giant weasel, it's much deeper, so it's kind of like an alto, like
Oh. Oh, what a cutie.
and kind of jumps and hops too, and does the whole weasel thing, but a 5-foot long weasel.
She will release it from its captivation.
Make me a strength saving throw.
Strength saving throw, you say? 4.
The weasel does the kind of weasel wave and hops onto your chest and knocks you over and just.
Reyn, this friend is a little too strong for me right now. Can you help me?
Yeah, Reyn comes over and helps try and wrangle this weasel.
Roll me animal handling more than strength.
You got it.
Oh gosh, we know you're strong enough. It's how nice.
Weasel
are you
wrangle,
about it?
boy. That's a nat 20 for weasel
Oh.
wrangle.
You don't
Reyn.
even have to go to pick up. The weasel turns around and does the same thing to you, but actually gets on, since it's bigger than you are, it just kind of ferret noodles, but it's so big on you, it's more of like an actual dwarf-sized boa. You've got the strength to keep up, and so just
As he just petting it and scratched it. It's like I like this guy.
as you do,
I
you
like
can
this guy.
feel in its fur just tons of raised skin and deep incisions, and as you're putting your hand through, you can feel just cuts and bites and different wounds, and parts of the fur are still kind of slick with different blood. You're not even sure if it's its blood or a different ferret's blood. This weasel has seen some stuff.
Sorry, I heard most of your description. It was just cut out of me a little bit at the end.
Clearly,
But yeah,
clearly a pit fighting weasel,
yeah, absolutely.
and bears the many scars to show 'tis a pit fighting weasel.
Well, shit. If he's gonna be all friendly like this, I mean, I would feel terrible just leaving him behind or letting him go.
Yeah, let's take him with us.
He seems
All
pretty
right.
comfortable on your shoulder.
Yep,
kinda-
and that's where he's gonna stay for now. And the great thing about my spiked armor is it's not like covered in tiny spikes. There are like strategic, like larger spikes that would be used in fighting with it, so they can make for like decent handholds and like grips for climbing and stuff like that.
Seems pretty pleased with how things are turning out.
And once the barn is done in 10 days, it can stay in there.
Okay. Well, we got that one out. Do we want to get everybody else out of here and then just like break all the bugs out and let them retake the cave?
Sure.
Or just shove all the bugs into No, let's just shove all the bugs into the fighting pit. They can eat the corpses.
True.
I'll let you go ahead and handle the bugs, friend.
Not a bug fan?
I'm gonna burn them if they come near me. I'm gonna be dead honest with you.
Got it. Well, let's not start another fire. That smells terrible.
Yeah, especially in the
Agreed.
cave.
So yep, I shoved the wicker baskets full of bugs into the fighting pit so that they can start gnawing on corpses.
Yeah, you
Yummy.
toss them in there, and they, and you see, all sorts of. I mean, it's. If you do not like bugs, I'm gonna need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Holder.
That felt very
Targeted.
not called out. Yeah,
Gives everyone else the chance to be afraid of bugs.
it's all good. That was an 18.
An
Oh, nice.
18, you're smart enough to turn away from the sight.
Good.
As the
Alright.
rest of you watch them really just start to dig in on each other and these corpses. It's a circle of life.
Absolutely. All right. Well, let's move to go do a little bit more investigating. I think I'll stay with all of our newfound friends. Make sure nothing else comes up on us while y'all are looking out there. And I mean, I'm not going to be far out of the way or anything like that, but yeah, we've got a lot more people to be responsible for now.
I would be happy to assist you if you'd
Oh,
like any of my help.
sure. I mean, we haven't even had a chance to check over how everybody else is doing, I suppose, either.
Well, then, let us begin. And you guys begin to start looking over a lot of. You're getting kind of used to what it looks like to be a prisoner. A lot of malnourishment, a lot of, well, arguably self-soilage. The humans seem to have taken the worst of it.
Mm.
The dwarves seem pretty all right. They seem to be newer, but the humans seem to be taking the worst brunt of it. And you can see some have bite wounds and other small kind of cuts and insertions, and really just kind of the mental state is the hardest part.
Oof. Can I roll a medicine check to go over these individuals? I'm kind of trying to check and see if anybody's like currently suffering from any disease due to these festering wounds and stuff like that.
Sure, go ahead and roll me medicine.
I'm good at that, actually. That's a 19.
Yeah, definitely. You'd see two of the humans show some signs of infection bordering on gangrene. Looks like they're likely going to lose
as
one
soon
lose
as
an
he
arm, one
sees
lose a leg.
Oh, well, seeing that, he is actually this time going to pull out the Chiodom's ointment. Because on top of healing, it can cure poisons and diseases instantly.
Nice.
Yep.
you go ahead and apply that. You don't need to roll for those to go off. It's 2d8, but they are commoners, so
Mm-hmm. So
it
pretty
is.
much
You can
guaranteed.
see the immediate benefits. It's almost like power washing a wound. You just and it just removes so much of the decay, the sickness. It really seeps in. You can see immediate improvement in these two. So it takes 2 of those uses, but
Mm-hmm.
everybody go ahead and add me 50 experience points.
Hey!
Ba-da-da-da. Did it.
Yay! That's cool. And yeah, no, like literally, if I have the thing to prevent somebody from losing a limb, there's no way in hell Reyn's not gonna do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you've got them looking pretty stabilized. So Reyn, while you're treating to the wounded in there and freeing said prisoners on top of it, the rest of the party, as you kind of move out, you can see that in the pit there is one orc that has fallen in completely, pierced in many different directions. There doesn't appear to be any breathing coming from it. You're counting, you're like, that's probably 7 good pierces all the way through. Um,
Gotta love them kobold traps.
you can see as you go through, there's kobolds with javelins in them, kobolds with great axe wounds. Some appear. As you're kind of looking at all these kobolds, you're noticing that many of them have strange mutations, much like the ones you've seen before. Some have multicolored scales. One looks like it's on fire, but it doesn't appear to be burning. There's a couple that seem to have extra sets of eyes. They're just, each one seems to have a strange mutation on it, looking around. The only thing that seems to have any real structure left is that wagon that Çiaran and Alder had seen before. Looking over to kind of right towards the woods, you do see that kind of big, what you thought was a giant, and Leosin is correct, it is a hollowed out looking effigy. It is lightly burning. You can see there's like 4 dead kobolds inside of it. And then, of course, at the very end of the camp, there is the owlbear. It has seen you guys, because it has keen hearing and smell, and begins its kind of shrieking once again. It does not seem... It strains against its the kind of iron bars of this cage, but does not seem to be able to break them.
Aw. I know it's a monstrosity, but I kind of feel bad for it. Let's clear out the camp if there's any loot in any of the tents or anything, and
Okay, since you guys are not in combat and have the time, going through the camp, the kobolds have a couple of different treasures around. You find a whalebone comb, a bronze helmet set with a fan of peacock feathers, a bronze torque, a silver ring engraved with kind of dueling mermen on them.
Okay.
Yeah. You guys also... what else do we find in there? Scattered around... here we are. And some of the kind of makeshift tents and such, you find a chest filled with silver trade bars in it. 3 bolts of fine silk.
Nice.
You're finding all sorts of different items that have been kind of taken from
Trade
different... Exactly. You find a barrel of spices. You find a single garnet. A set of silver candlesticks. That's all kind of littered between the cave, the different tents, different areas, and then there's the inside of Jarella's wagon, which I will assume everyone is going into.
oh yes,
Of course.
Yes.
So it's a large wagon, it's kind of parked near the river. There are these kind of weird symbols that are carved into the wagon side, and a lot of its kind of leathery looking coverings are dyed red, white, green, blue, and black, the colors of the chromatic dragons.
Can
Yeah.
oh, go ahead. Sorry, I was just gonna have Gelt take a look to see if he can't recognize any of the symbols or anything like that.
Go ahead and roll me religion.
I recently became good at that, guys. Can you believe it?
Hey.
You've been taking your brain pills.
But guys, I swear to Christ, I legit have not rolled above a fucking 7 tonight because that's going to be with my +6 going to be a 9.
With the 9, don't seem to be of any religious importance.
I'm ashamed of myself.
As you guys kind of enter in, there's lots of silken drapes that kind of decorate the wagon's interior. There is a leering dragon skull that is suspended from the wagon's ribs. It's got green flames that flicker in its eye sockets, and its crown is lidded like a treasure chest. However, nearby is a large, open book bound in dragon skin. The corner of one page is folded around a quill pen, which busily scratches out script on the blank page opposite.
Dope.
So it is, to explain in better terms, a book that is writing itself.
Yeah.
Gelt, we may want you to take a look at this. My guess is it's probably in Draconian, but Draconic. But yeah,
Yeah,
definitely gonna. Yeah.
let me take a look at that for you guys. What can I initially make of this book? What can I see it actively writing?
It is writing in common.
Okay.
And you're looking at it, and it's poetic verse about Jarella being the chosen one of Tiamat. And it's really bad.
God.
And as you approach it, like the writing stops, the quill gets placed down, and it flips through some of the poetry and reads a line of the page folds and points out to a line that says, so who is it that approaches?
Okay.
What?
No, that's not odd. My name is Gelt Moore. Who is it that asks?
It flips back to earlier in it, and it points out a section where Jarella finds this book. And it's in her own words, the spirit of a bard lies within the book. And
Oh my god.
Reyn, a friend of yours.
I'm not there. I'm checking on sick prisoners right now.
Oh, that's right. God damn it.
and it reads, "The book will now tell my story." Signed, Jarella.
Do you want to be here?
Flips, no, and then flips to another page. Definitely no. Then flips to another page. Please no.
Interesting. What can you tell me if we were to take you away?
Points to the word everything, and then another word you, and another word want.
Okay. Jarella's not. She's not here, right? She's dead, right?
You haven't seen a corpse, but you had walking through the camp, looking around, nothing stirred.
Okay.
The most noise once again is the owlbear.
Gotcha. Do you know if... Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Do you know if Jarella has another hiding place?
The book points that it does not know, but it can only be freed if her saga ends. If he's still here, the saga continues.
So the book can only be freed if she's killed.
It is worded the end of Jarella's saga.
Uh,
The book points out a couple of different things as well, just kind of going through kind of the list. Tells you some stuff that you already know, like one of the captives held in the cave is a harper.
okay.
It tells you about Jarella. A passage shows Jarella starting to distrust her second in command, Sharuk, the two-headed kobold, who she thought was plotting against her. It points out to a story of Jarella killing a druid and stealing their owlbear.
Oh.
That she uses the word Arail Shah to placate the beast when it's angry. Who speaks Elvish?
I do.
Can't do.
It means heart friend in Elvish.
Heart friend. Oh, how sweet.
And then last, it points out that there is treasure inside the chest above you, but you must snuff out the flames in its eyes first.
Ah. Alrighty, guys. What questions more do we have for it? It's been very
Book friend.
free with its knowledge. It's coming with us. It's coming with us. It's going to
Yeah,
our very
we'll
nice
have
library.
many more questions once we're back home.
Yeah, for real.
It'll have its own pedestal on a very lush library. So.
Give her a cushion.
Yeah.
Alder, any questions? You, Sharon?
Not right now. I'm sure I will.
Yeah.
When
At
we
the
have some
moment,
time
I'm a little
to think about
spacey. We can also tell our other bard
Yeah.
friend about it too. Bard Pally fighter.
Yeah.
Or-
Let it know we said thanks, and we'll have some more questions at a better time.
Barb, not Pally. I caught myself.
it.
Alright, so we gonna poke out those eyes or what?
Do it.
Alright. Do you want to snuff them out, Alder?
Are they literally on fire?
Yeah,
Quite
they're
literally.
green fire in the eyes.
Sure. And I'll go ahead and just control flames and just whisk them away.
They're whisked away.
Kind of really wanted to know what would happen if we didn't do it. I'll ask the book actually. Was it trapped otherwise?
Yes.
What manner of terror lies behind it?
Death.
Thank you.
Good questions.
Yep. Yeah, after the fact. Hindsight 2020, baby. 19 intelligence.
Open it.
Yeah. Let's open it. Yeah, it's opening.
So inside of Jarella's chest contains about 80 gold pieces and loose coin, silver trade bars bearing the mint mark of Baldur's Gate, a jade dragon statuette, a set of jeweled finger gauntlets, and a
Ooh.
copper locket containing a painting of a halfling child. Everybody go ahead
Ew.
and add another 50 experience points for
Yay!
getting into Jarella's hoard.
Oh my god. I think, is that it?
Oh no, we've for those of us who have been here since the beginning, we've definitely breached the.
Oh, have we, dude? I don't know what we're supposed to. I know I haven't
65
died once,
hundy.
so I should be. What are we at? Top XP.
If you should be at like 6652.
Can I just go with 666?
Sure.
I would like you to keep better track of your XP.
It just hasn't. My document hasn't been saving. Keep track of my levels though.
So we
That's-
found her hoard though.
Yes, we did.
It's important, but I'm going to
Yeah.
really stress. Get a piece of paper, write down your XP. You do
I
not want to
know.
get that messed up because I'm not keeping track, and it's an important part of our game.
Okay.
But yes, that is what you find in Jarella's wagon.
Did you share everything you read, or did you keep most of it to yourself?
Me? No, I share everything. Gelt has no secrets.
Siren will go to the owlbear and say heart friend to it in Elvish.
It immediately calms down. It sits placately and kind of taps the iron door.
Yeah, Siren will open it.
Opens. The owlbear has the features of kind of what we'd think of closer to a barn owl, but of course way larger, with kind of brown feather fur as owlbears have. Very think kind of the same color palette as Mr. Owl from the 100 Acres Woods.
Okay.
Nice.
Totally. Yeah, very. Yeah.
Comes
Wonderful.
out and makes a kind of a trill. Although, of course, being it's such a much lower trill than what you would see for an owl. Presses up against you once and begins to head into the forest.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Go ahead, everybody add another 50 for freeing that, and Siren add 1 point of renown.
Yes.
Yay!
Good for you, Siren.
It did it again. What the fuck, dude?
As you're watching this owlbear leave Siren, give me a perception check.
Perception. That's 14.
A 14. You watch the owlbear kind of follow the path before beginning to head to wherever this owlbear is going. And you, in the distance, you see something swinging from a tree it passes by.
Can I go take a look?
You
If
can
it's not
indeed.
too terribly far away.
Not terribly far away. You would still be able to keep eyes on the camp. As you're kind of
Okay.
leaving, you can see the kind of the footprints of what seems to be a sizable force. You're thinking at least got to be maybe 10, all orc-sized that have run through. It's just parts of the ground are ripped up and torn. This showing kind of the route that they took. And as you get kind of towards the kind of top of this path, you see that there's a dead human that is hanging from around like the chest area from this tree. His white cloak hangs in tatters, and his armor is torn asunder by his dress. He kind of looks like a cleric, and the words Goham are carved into his kind of bare chest.
Siren will cut him down.
As you do, you see the symbol of a sword clenched by a fist. The symbol of the Order of the Gauntlet.
No.
Siren will rest him like gently against a tree or something and go inform Gelt and the others, I suppose.
Gelt will make haste towards the fallen brethren.
You see, and Gelt, especially with your headband now, you don't need to roll on it. It is a cleric of Helm. Helm is the god of the Watcher god. He is one of the gods of paladins. Him and actually, you know that Tyr killed Helm before the Second Sundering over a dispute over Tymora, actually.
Jesus.
And many think it is the other forces were involved, and that for a time that Helm's essence was absorbed in Tyr.
Okay.
So there's a lot of history, but it has all the signs. You immediately know this is a cleric of Helm. And looking through, you can find. I will post it. You do find a note. Let me post it using my phone because it's easier than my computer. Aha, here it is.
We're finding so much stuff, guys.
Yeah, seriously.
For real.
That's
Mm,
what you get for
crushed
almost
it.
dying.
See, a good thing I pulled the fucking lever last game.
I'm glad you did. Even before we got everything.
Oh well.
So Gelt, upon reading this notes, go ahead and add 1 renown to yours for the Order of the Gauntlets. Since you have freed such prisoners and in a roundabout way have dealt with the kobolds and their human sacrifice.
Yeah, very roundabout, but yes.
Maybe not purposely, but
Oh.
a happy coincidence.
Good job, Gelt.
Thank you.
with a question mark. Good job.
Mhm.
Gelt
That's
will
that's the
hold
thing
on
about
to this.
that's the thing about the Order of the Gauntlet. Even when they're not trying, they're doing good.
Barwin Under. I feel like I've heard that name before.
You do know that he's a member of the Order of the Gauntlets. That he is a White Hawk, which is the next kind of step up.
For me, yeah.
Yep. And
Meow.
as many of the Order of Helm, they do a lot of traveling. So you are aware. Like, oh shit.
Shit. I'll say a prayer for him. Can I bury him?
Yeah, it'll take you some time, but you definitely may.
Yeah. Definitely will. I'll set
I will
aside.
help you if you don't
I-
mind.
Appreciate it, Siren. I'll take any help I need. Any paladin deserves a burial.
Yeah.
Oh man. Wild stuff.
Yeah.
Borrowing Under. Who's Goriel? Is that how you pronounce that? Gauriel?
You are not sure.
Okay.
Whoever it
Like,
was,
thanks for
clearly
the
a member
waiting.
of the Order of the Gauntlet.
Gauntlet, yeah.
Interesting.
Hmm.
So you have this. You bury the cleric of Helm, tear him down, put him to rest. It takes, I mean, luckily most of this region is pretty soft, so it does take with the both of you, it takes the better part of an hour.
Okay.
Mm.
But you are able to lay this individual to rest.
Give everyone else an opportunity for a short rest, I suppose.
True.
I was speaking of having an hour of downtime. Reyn was starting to think logistically about how we're going to get everybody back to the ship,
Yeah. It's a
and
lot of
with an hour, Reyn was thinking maybe taking the rowboat back and letting the crew know that we may need a second rowboat to come take back the prisoners we found.
Yeah, you could head back and do that.
Yeah, have everything
So-
ready for when the party's ready to leave.
Yes, you start figuring out. You're like, okay, so we've got Sand, we've got Shirok, we've got Rathine, we've got the 4 of you, you've got Leosin, the 2 dwarves, and then 4 extra humans. You're like, all right,
And
that's
a
about
fuck
14.
ton of treasure.
And a fuck ton of treasure. So that's 14. The robot holds 8. And you start thinking, and in this hour, you also realize there's still that long ship with Grey Patriots parked down there.
Do we think they're even still there at this point? Shit.
I mean, if they were smart, they wouldn't be
doing that?
Ryan, the noise.
Oh no!
It's
Yeah.
okay.
It's okay. Just do a quick reset.
Yep.
There we go.
Thank you, buddy.
I got you.
Considerably better.
Appreciated.
But yeah, let's see. Can we
Probably
see
check
from
to
the
see if
cliff
they're still there.
If the longbow is still there.
Uh,
Well, actually, I'm busy digging. I can't.
Right, yeah, right, and Sashor, Alder, you guys head towards kind of the lap of King's Pyre, and you go over one of the waterfalls, and you get a look down, and you can see that the longship is indeed still there.
Does it appear to
Luck
be
now.
abandoned?
You don't see anybody on it.
Commandeer this fucking thing.
Okay. Yeah, we need to check it before we try and get everybody on there, but this is probably the best way to go.
It's gonna be the best way to get everyone off. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Cool.
after your short rest and getting everyone together, you all bring everybody all the way around. Give me a group investigation check as you guys make your way to leave.
You got it.
Oh,
Can
8.
do that.
Oh my god, another one. I just can't believe it.
Oh my god,
19?
yo.
19,
No.
15, 13,
8.
Çiaran?
8.
8.
It's not my thing.
All right. Looking around you, most of you feel pretty good. Leaving there, seems like you've searched the camps. It's when you guys come back across, you double check some of the other tents that are in St. Krulik's camp, and
Thank you.
there you find where'd they
Oh,
go?
also off of Lorg's body, the 50 gold that Reyn.
Indeed.
Reyn, like, when we get back over to the camp, Reyn goes and gets that quick.
You find all 4 of the tents. There's 4 bedrolls, 4 lanterns, 4 supplies of oils, rations, everything you'd find in a typical kind of kit. You also find in each tent 15 gold pieces for a grand total of 60.
Nice.
And you do find in one of them a fine silken shirt that is embroidered with gold. What you guys don't find is any sign of Jirala.
Mm-hmm.
You find plenty of dead kobolds. You find the bodies that you guys have slain are still there. You find, especially in the lab, you can find another 2 orcs that have been slain. They seem to have fire and other strange markings on them. One even has a bunch of fresh soil around it, which is
Could I
odd.
check?
Yeah, what would you like to check?
Yeah, I'd like to check the markings on those dead orcs.
Roll me Arcana.
And you mentioned soil. Could I do a nature check or something
for
on
it.
Yeah, that's only a 6 on the Arcana check.
that? A regular 20 on the nature.
Rather than nature, you know that this is typically gardening soil, which should not be here. And all they're
Right.
looking at this, you're seeing different traces of all sorts of different magics that should not go together. All of this
Hmm.
it seems mutated and wrong,
Yeah,
and you
she'll
just can't
point
get
all
your
that out to
brain
Alder.
around it.
This is a Nick question. Is there a pot with the gardening soil?
You do see broken bits of pottery.
Columns.
No, I know what it is. It's totally meta that I know what it is. Reyn doesn't.
Hmm.
Yes, it is. It is. There are bits. There are bits of a pot. It's just all of it is just weird. And the same thing you've seen mutations in all of these kobolds. On their side, even around the camp, you can see just strange markings. Some of the leaves are see-through. Just little things everywhere. And although you're trying to arcana it out, Cyrano's like, I recognize what all these things are.
Right. Yeah.
And then Alder's like, how would you actually make any of this work? And you're just like, I have no clue. This is defying
Okay.
my wizardry. So, something to know as you guys head back down. So you meet back up with Rathine. Sand Krulik is awake but gagged. The same cannot be said about Sharak. With the two heads, didn't have enough for that one. They are rude and awful. Say bits of switch between common and draconic, which Gelt, you get the full earful, and you're just like, what a piece of work.
Oh, that's awful.
Well, that was a more useful grab than I realized.
Good on ya.
Yes.
Yes,
All
when
right.
we get back
little buddy.
to Phlan, I would, if you don't mind, I would love to take a moment to see what this one knows.
Oh,
absolutely.
absolutely. Well, we'll actually potentially have a chance on
On
the
the way
ship,
back.
unless you require
Yeah.
some things to do it that we don't have available yet.
It's more of, if we do have a ship, I think me and some of my other companions very much would
Yeah, you're
like to
just gonna
take a
sleep.
rest.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense, actually. Good on you.
Right.
All right. We've got this long ship. We need to make sure that there's no Grey Patriots that are hiding inside.
True.
So give us a second, and then we'll get everybody on and get the fuck out of here.
Got it. I got a quick question for Reyn. Reyn,
Hi.
do you know any dock workers or any brokers? We could sell this longship for a great amount of money.
Or keep it.
I was about to say, you're thinking small potatoes, my friend. We can
Keep
own
it.
our own damn ship.
For longship? We're not longship people.
We're
We
clan
can
people now,
be.
Charlie.
Yeah.
We can be,
Yeah,
and we
true,
can
you're right.
and we can hire somebody who can either teach us to run the thing or do it for us when we need to. But this is not something to overlook.
True.
Getting the airship in Final Fantasy, be like, wow, I could sell this shit. God damn.
Okay, well, you do get your own boat at a point, all right? And you know what? I wanted to sell that shit as soon as I got the airship.
Oh my god, you're
That fucking killed me, right?
All right.
Oh my god.
Let's get on this boat and make sure there's no dumbass patriots on it.
So I'll assume that it's just the four of you guys.
Yes, we're the ones getting on to start.
You guys are able to row out there now. Upon reaching the longship, it appears as if there are no more rowboats attached to it.
That answers our question. I do still want to get on and give it a
Yeah,
once
yeah,
over
same.
before
I
getting
know,
everybody
I'm
else
still
on.
here for that. Yep.
Yep, you guys climb up aboard to the long ship. You look around. You step around. Everybody, make me a acrobatics check.
Acrobatics.
Proficient.
Finally.
No. No, it's still good.
Good, okay. 13, 17, 19, 17. It's slick up here, but after your 14-hour ride on the Gilded Trophy, you guys are feeling pretty confident about your sea legs, so everybody's able to move just fine. Looking through, you can see that there's rations, kegs of ales, a small armory of swords, spears, arrows, longbows. There are other supplies like half a dozen thick gray cloaks, and other just kind of what you would pretty much expect to find here. You can see that there was a chest. It's been cleared out around the quarters, but most of this, besides money, most of the things seem to be left in here. It's about 8 feet across, about 60 feet long. You're thinking you could probably fit 40 people on here, probably more.
Damn.
Well, we take everybody.
All right.
That's awesome. Cool. Because it doesn't belong to us, we do need to strap the rowboat to the side because we need to take that back to Whitebeard that we had taken originally. But other than that, let's get everybody on and try to get this thing back towards the Gilded Trophy.
Luckily, this one isn't just sails. It does have movement by oars.
Yes.
It's gonna take you guys. It's gonna take everybody, basically, all hands on deck to get this thing to go. It's gonna be slow moving.
Cool. We'll make
It's
it work.
understandable. Yeah.
So you are able to get everybody loaded up onto the ship. Everybody, go ahead and roll me an athletics to see how this all goes.
Oh dear.
Because it's gonna take everybody.
Oof.
Yeah, that's about what I expect.
If I need to make sure we can get off on the right foot, I do still have one more rage.
That is so oof. So a 10, a 9, a 5, a 23. You're trying to get this going, and you just don't have enough people to move a ship this size. As you get everybody going,
Go ahead.
you're trying to, but just this is a full-sized long ship, and especially without anybody here having proficiencies with water vehicles, you're like,
Okay. Then my original plan is still going to stand. I think I'm going to take one of the small boats and go back to the Gilded Trophy, grab some more deckhands, and come back so we can take this thing back to Phlan.
yeah,
That seems like a good idea. Yeah.
you're able to, get the longboat there. You load up on some of the crew from the Gilded Trophy. Darnell is pleasantly surprised. To make this all work, it's going to probably take a tow, because it just doesn't have enough to split both crews, while his ship is fully crewed up.
Perfect.
To get both, since they have almost a longship of their own. Theirs is rather larger. That you're thinking that his could hold like 40 just for the crew, and then 100 passengers on top of it.
Oof.
A fair
Damn.
amount of people.
Cool. So we'll be able to haul, though.
Looks like you should be able to haul. So it's slow going.
Awesome.
It makes for very long nights.
Mm-hmm.
But with time on your side and your spoils collected, you guys are able to make your way sailing back to Phlan. You learn that the name of this ship is the Vigilant.
That's very
that's a good name.
It's a great name.
Holy crap.
You guys, you guys are able to get all the water start sailing towards Phlan. It's not until 6 in the morning. The sun is starting to come up. you guys have been knocked out. You've been cut up. It's a hard sleep that takes everybody as the crew kind of gets everything set to sail. About 14 hours, so you would make it to Phlan at about 10 the next night.
Damn.
Damn, dude. Yeah.
Jeez.
Well, maybe we do
Ooh.
have time for that interrogation of that kobold then.
True.
Well, we have to let
Well, yeah.
I want to let
she'll have time.
Leosin take a rest.
Well, you're probably even gonna go at slower speed because you're towing, so it's probably gonna take
Oh,
a
yeah.
full 24 hours to get to
Right.
Phlan. So
So
you're not.
she'll have time.
Damn. So really closer to like 6 in the morning the next day then.
Mm-hmm. So a whole nother is when you'd arise at Phlan. So with 24 hours, yeah, most of the people that you've rescued spend most of the time just trying to get their strength back. The two with the heavy infections are still incredibly weak even after the ointment, just from nearly 10
yeah.
days being dragged across the iron route and nearly dying of infection.
Nearly
new-
losing limbs.
Yeah.
Almost
You
everyone's
know.
clothes have to be thrown away or cut off at some point.
Ugh. Gross.
Yeah, so most of them have a rough time. Even the dwarves spend most of their day just asleep.
Good for them.
But Leosin, after priding himself on the energy of being a half elf, is up and about for the next day. And of course, spends a good chunk of the day talking with you, Gelts.
It's been long.
Remember when we were Cormier and the first time you saw the War Wizards? Or the Purple Dragon Knights? And it's just going through all the nostalgic old stories, switching in between Common and Draconic just to see if you've gotten any better.
I hope I gotten better in all honesty, especially with my practice lately.
You still come a little bit hard on some of your R's there, and you're always too high. You need to make sure you really drop it down for some of the Draconic. But you have gotten much better. Your lexicon is vastly improved.
Yes. Well, Leo, great seeing you. I can't say I have seen anyone lately, actually, from my childhood. But it's welcome to see your face, although, unfortunately, in a poor situation. But still welcome.
Well, Well, all things considered, besides the terrible conditions, I think it was quite a successful journey. I got to see you. You all captured Chirac 4 ahead of time, so didn't have to do that. Didn't even have to figure a way to break free. I was not coming up with the greatest ideas, I'll have you know. But all things considered, I think this worked out rather beautifully. Are your parents still in Phlan?
No, Leosin. They passed away quite a while ago.
Sorry to hear that. I was hoping I could see all of you Moors. I knew I'd be passing through Phlan, and, well, I had hopes of seeing all of you. You have my sincere condolences, my friend.
No, it's much appreciated. They wanted to see you again too, but they knew you were busy with your travels. But hey, Ma at least taught me a couple of her recipes.
Well, if your cooking's half as improved as your Draconic is, I'm sure we'll be able to eat well.
I think that's the one thing that's improved most about me, Leosin.
You can see that Leosin has got kind of teary-eyed overhearing the news of what happened to the Moors. Spent some time just kind of staring out at the moon sea, deep in thoughts, and after about 2 hours, kind of gathers you all and says, "So, I've talked to Captain Whitebeard, and he says it's going to be quite some time before we arrive at Phlan. Would you mind if we began to ask some questions of Chirac?"
No, well, let's begin.
Most excellent. I must ask out of... Well, I personally have some disagreements on how things are going, but I... And he shows off his silver pipes pin, the sign of the Harpers. I do not want to come into conflict with anyone here, but I am a very proud member of the Harpers.
As you should take pride in that.
Well, we fell on rough times before, and I do not want to make mistakes again. So, I am Bright Candle, Leosin, Alentha, and I wanted to make that known.
No need to make that known to me, friend.
And to say, this is in front of all four of you guys.
Oh, okay. I
My
kind of
bad.
thought that was actually between them. Sorry.
I did too.
Oh,
No,
No,
yeah.
I
It wasn't a side.
no,
Yeah.
I said brings all of you together. So
I'm sorry.
no, it's okay. I figure there's a reason everybody was so quiet.
I'm back.
Well, I suppose we should get this out of the way, and heads down to where you have Shirok kind of stored. You've got sand and Shirok kind of in. I mean, it's a long ship, so it does have a brig.
Yeah.
Would I just question too? Would we have our spell slots back yet, or are we not technically at the end of the rest at this point?
This is after. I mean, this is going to be during that 24 hours. So yes, you would have your spell slots back.
Level 5, baby.
Good to know.
Yeah, we are technically level 5.
Indeed. So if you have passed the, if you have 6,500 experience points, congrats. Welcome to level 5.
Yay.
Oh, that's lovely.
I'm not going to use any of my stuff yet.
So
Same.
Ryan, I assume that you asked me if you had your spell slots back for a reason.
Because if we are going to be doing interrogation, I mean, I still have detect thoughts here that I can use on both of them. So
Oh, I also just got Zone of Truth.
beautiful. Well, there you go. Now they can't lie, and I get to probe if we want. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
So if we discuss our plans ahead of time, Gelt will make preparations for the questioning.
It's, I mean, between Sun Truth and Detect Thoughts, it's really, I guess, I'll ask you guys how you would like to set this up.
How long does your Detect Thoughts last for, Guy?
I believe it lasts for only a minute. I will say, since we're not going anywhere, I'm willing to burn through my spell slots on that. So
Okay. Cool. My Zone of Truth lasts for 10 minutes. So, and again, the way it works is they have to make a charisma saving throw.
Got it. So I will make the
Yeah.
Charisma saving throw on Shirok.
Okay.
That is going to be a 12.
Also, we can't lie, just so you know, without making that same charisma saving throw.
Cool. And I'm assuming a 12 does not meet your DC, Gelt.
No, it does. Actually, spell save DC is 12. Meets exceeds.
Well, wait. I think our proficiency just went up.
I think it did, yeah.
Did it?
Your spell
Yes,
save
it
DC
did.
to be 13 now.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so I should be at a plus because my fucking my sheet is not updating.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, if you have
Okay.
a 14 in charisma, which I believe you do, right?
You would be the correct, sir.
Yeah. So yeah, you have a DC 13 now. So
Okay,
it fails.
Thank you. There you go.
Yep. So with everybody who's level 5, proficiency bonus increase. And well, it's going to be different for each and every one of you guys. Reyn, what do you take into level 5?
The new one. The new
Okey-dokey.
one.
Well then, we will give you some time on that one, but
Of course.
go ahead and add that. You'll have
Yeah.
a talk with Timora at a different time.
Yeah.
There we go. It updated now.
Okie dokie. So, Shrek does fail the Zone of Truth check, and I suppose it's a wisdom saving for you to probe into thoughts as well.
For wisdom, no, that's their intelligence versus mine.
Intelligence.
That's a roll off. Yes.
Well, that's a 3. You're not very intelligent.
Sweet, and that's a 19. So
Yeah. So really, Leusen begins in as. All right, we have. Oh, I've never done this before. I don't know how to be intimidating. Is that something that I'm supposed to be doing?
If you need, I can be intimidating for you, Leosin.
I'm quite bad at it. Really, I want to know what his ties are to the Cult of the Dragon. That's what I've been investigating. So if you
Ties to the Cult of the
please.
Dragon.
Yes, that's. I've been trying to figure out what's been happening on this side of the world. Alisara contacted me, and we've been going back and forth, trying to see if we could get a loadout about what the cult has in store for the Moonsea region.
Okay. So Gelt will approach the kobold. He'll forcibly. Is he in a chair or something?
I mean, he's completely tied up. He can be in whatever you guys want him to be.
That's true. I guess why put a kobold in a chair, right? Makes no fucking sense. Leave him tied up. So Gelt will kneel down beside him, dropping his knee heavy on the wood next to him, and look him dead in the eye and ask him sternly, "What are your ties to the Cult of the Dragon?"
Roll me intimidation with
flat out.
advantage.
I do that. That is going to be an 18.
One of the heads shuts its mouth. The other head, in a kind of low voice, says, "We work for the Cult of the Dragon." The other head kind of zips around and nips at the other head. "What is wrong with you? They'll kill us."
I assure you, we have no intention of killing you if you provide us the knowledge we seek.
"Not you, the cult."
Then it looks like you're safer with us, doesn't it?
The heads kind of turn to look at each other, and it's the meme of the math. Just going.
Yeah, 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 with the lady and everything. What was the other thing that Leosin wanted to find out?
What the cult's been up to.
What they were doing with the Moonsea, right? Why they were.
Mm-hmm.
What they're up to.
Yep, what they're up to with the Moonsea. So, I'll look towards the more talkative one, and I'll ask him again. Now, quite easy to see you are working for the Cult of the Dragon, but why?
Why? Of course, to worship Tiamat. Kobold gods pay tribute to Tiamat. Cult has plans. We help cults.
And
I
what
would
if
like to
Jurella? Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, can I probe deeper when he is saying that they have plans?
Go ahead. You probe deeper. You find that the kobolds, I believe it's it starts with an S.
Sure.
Yes. Sure. No, it's not their name. The kobolds
got
do
it.
have a god that does indeed
Oh.
pay tribute to Tiamat. Therefore,
Give me a sec.
therefore, most kobolds do revere Tiamat. So that religious conviction is strong.
Fertile Mock.
Fertile Mock, there it is.
With a K at the front. Curdle Mock.
Mm-hmm. Curdle Mock.
Curdle
Is a kobold god who does follow Tiamat. That part for sure. As far as plans, you see them working with some black-cloaked figures and being given orders to use the burning banner to be rid of Jarella, the heretic. And actually, you follow this kind of through a thought path that shows Jarella leaving a large silver pyramid.
That bitch.
Son of a bitch. Bitch of a bitch.
But you do now confirm that Jarella and the Claws of Tiamat are not part of the Cult of the Dragon, just Shirok.
And if you didn't hear that, Ryan, we just confirmed that they're not part of the Cult of the Dragon, the Claws of Tiamat.
But they're working
Gotcha.
with the dragon, which is weird.
Well, I guess
Once again,
no,
I'm going to
no,
reiterate
Shirok-
hard. Shirok
Yeah.
is working with the Cult of the Dragon.
Sorry.
Yep.
Just Shirok.
Yep,
Just
Jarella is not. She is claiming to be this chosen one of Tiamat, but is not affiliated with the cult technically.
Okay.
But she's fucking shit up in the region in the name of Tiamat, so fuck her.
True. Yeah, true. I guess, and I'll turn to the kobold and ask, do you know where Jarella has gone, or where she may have gone?
Back to her lands on Sorcerer Isle. Coward. And then once
Sorcerer
once
Isles.
again, you see the image of the silver pyramid.
Okay.
Well, you not, Gelt.
Yeah,
All
I got
the way.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
we've heard of Sorcerer Isle multiple times at this
yeah.
point, so you'd understand.
Yeah.
Well, of course she's involved with that shit. God damn it. God's damn it.
Fuck.
Any other questions, Leosin?
Yeah.
What do you know of the dragon masks? And
Dovahkiin.
Shut your mouth.
Shirok thinks through it and turns up a blank. We do not know of dragon masks. Is he telling the truth?
He cannot lie in here. So he must be telling the truth. And I
Unfortunate.
turned to Alder.
Alder, you dig through and nothing.
Not getting anything off of that.
They're telling the truth.
Blast. I was hoping to get a lead on that one. Well, Fortune looks like he's just a greedy kobold fanatic.
Indeed.
Well, thank you for your assistance. I was really hoping to learn a lot. I was hoping all that imprisonment wasn't for just some lowly informants, but we'll learn our lessons the hard way, I suppose.
I mean, we've still learned quite a bit at this point, I would say, but yeah, not the deep secrets we were searching for.
No, and you can see there's just a lot of visible frustration. And you can see, the frustration really kind of brings to the forefront some of the bruising along Leosin. That wanted so much more from this, suffered to get this information, and to not get it, and on top of the news of your parents, Gelt.
Gelt will lay a hand on Leosin's shoulder. We can always find out more. We've done all we can for today. Let's try for tomorrow.
Is that wisdom, Geltmore?
No, it's intelligence.
He looks up at you and just smiles and kind of
I just want Gelt
touches
to
it.
have 1,000. I just want Gelt to have 1,000-yard stare from his fucking headband.
You're right. Definitely not wisdom. But smiles and, well, I have no further questions for the time being.
Okay, Leosin, we'll keep him here till we can figure out what to do with him later. If you have any more questions, let me know and we can come back to it.
Thank you. But I'll keep that in mind. Excuse me, and goes off to do whatever it is that half elves do.
Whatever half-elf harpers do.
Gelt will look to the crew and be like, well, what do we do with him? We can't offer him refuge with us.
No, not really. I mean, we could turn him into the Blackfist.
Might as well.
I mean, yeah.
Sure.
I
Gelt
kind of care not what we do.
So he was on the other end. He was talking to the leader of the orcs during the battle, right?
Yeah,
When
the
Sam-
Yes.
Burning Banner.
That's
And
right,
we,
Reyn.
He was a part of-
wiped them out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
They were a faction of the Cult of the Dragon, it seems.
Yeah.
I think they were just being hired by the Cult of the
Oh,
Dragon.
so yeah, they were
That was
mercenaries.
the impression I got.
Yeah. Sorry.
Not mercenaries, distinctly not mercenaries. We're better than that.
A tribe who has pledged themselves to the Cult of the Dragon services, and part of that pledge does include monetary reward.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, you get the impression that you alter more than anything that the Cult of the Dragon just through Sirach's mind, lot of money,
Yeah,
More-
seriously, they've
always more money. Like they have almost like their own hoard.
mm,
Huh.
The Lord of the Dragon Queen.
-1 for saying it.
Fair.
Back to
Pretty
level 4
valid.
with you.
That would be really, really sad, but I'm
You were
good.
just right on the cusp, right?
No, I still have one
I know.
extra.
Good. Oh, joy.
So I guess yes, the question remains what to do with Sirach. You do know that the Blackfist do pay 50 gold pieces for individuals such as himself. He's
Yeah,
clearly
I mean-
guilty.
Yeah, I think that's probably our best option.
So
Turn him in when we turn in sand.
True.
Sand is in this and has watched all this, and there's just you can't quite put your finger on Sand now that he's you have him stripped of his plate. He looks exactly as he did on his portrait. It's actually uncanny how similar they look. In fact, if we all want to remind ourselves, I believe it is in the Discord of what Sand
is.
looks like.
So he's down here too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's only one
Okay.
brig. It's not like they got
Yep.
separate jail cells for him.
And again, Sand was the one that attacked. God damn it, my beer exploded. Fuck. Sorry. Sand was the one that attacked Chaab, right?
No,
Well,
it wasn't that he attacked Chav. It's his. He is the leader of the Great Patriots, which was sending assassins that was attacking the nobility and the
also
Lord
Chav.
Regent.
Gotcha. Do we want to
Yes.
find out why he was doing that right now? This is an option, boyos.
I'm down for an interrogation.
I am. He's here. It's up. The spell's up. You know, why not? Why not do it? You know.
Well, then he gets to roll against you guys.
He's got to make a charisma save for me, and I'm betting he's actually pretty charismatic.
Yep, but he rolled a 5.
So no, sir.
And then for his intelligence, that's a 6.
Ooh, I rolled low, but it's a 9, so I still win.
You do indeed. He's currently still gagged and tied up there. Surface thoughts. A lot of confusion on his part of who the fuck are these people? Why am I still alive?
That's a good question, actually.
Recognizing, you can see recognition of Paladin of Tyr, and there's a certain amount of religious animosity that comes with that. That's kind of the surface and what Sand's thinking right now. And as you guys all kind of turn your attention, the first thought is, fuck.
Okay.
I remove his gag.
About time. Gagging her whole mouth for 24 hours.
Shut it. Now, can you tell me why you are threatening the sanctity of not only our regent, but also one of our highest ranking members in Phlan?
You just told me to shut it.
Just Phlan in general.
So, what do you want here?
What I just asked. Why were you doing it? Why did you send us? Why did you send assassins?
Just
I don't have to tell you anything.
I'll probe on that.
You're right. You're right.
You probe in, and Sand furrows his brow, and kind of sweat begins to form as you dig in. Why is there's a cacophony of different reasons that spring from Sand? It is his duty as following Lord Bane that the Black Fist in Phlan has become weak. It is to rid Phlan of these weak puppet masters like the Lord Regent, like Chaab, like the houses, that they rule through funds and construction, and that they've allowed the Zhenatrim to take over, to pay for everything. And you start going down this, just think of it as a conspiracy spin. You see a memory of the old Lord Protector, Anavar, and you see him telling Sand Krulik that he was murdered, and Sand not ever reporting that, keeping that in. Looking into, you see his confrontations with the Lord Regents, you see his confrontations with different noble houses, you see him looking into the funds, and there's more funds after the Lord Regent took charge, and then the major houses have Black Fists in front of them, and the weakness that is invading Phlan, and it goes in, and there's just such righteous, indignant anger over each set of this. Make me an intelligence saving throw, Alder.
Oh, man. That's going to be a 12.
12? Okay. You take 3 points of psychic damage, as you're not prepared for just the body of information. While you've usually been able to pick apart, you're used to fear, there's just so much there that it feels like your brain swells for a second.
I imagine everyone Alder looks and even kind of sounds like he just has a migraine right now.
It
Just a real bad
feels
headache.
like the worst migraine you've ever had. You gotta take a knee.
Got a nosebleed there, huh?
A small one.
You okay?
I'm, I'll be okay, but this one here, as he points to sand, is not.
Well, when you're feeling better, tell us what you figured out and we'll parse through it.
It's a lot. Some of what we know, but just a whole lot of hate for everything that's going on right now. What with Bane, the new funding with all the nobles, feeling like the Black Fist is going down the shithole, and just a whole lot more. And he'll try to recite what he could kind of make out of that as it was, but obviously that was just kind of a lot at once.
Of course.
Yeah.
And Sand looks at you and says, "Then you see it. You see the weakness in Phlan. What I'm doing is trying to make Phlan great again."
Oh my god.
You fancy yourself someone that can run it better. And how would you even try to run it, Sam?
Take things back to the old ways. Restore the
Bane.
Lyceum of the Black Lord. Bring Phlan back under our Lord Bane's rightful rule, where the strong justly take.
Yeah. Fuck that shit. I'm sorry, Sand,
Yeah.
but what you're fighting
Crazy
is
stuff.
progress, you dumb fuck.
Progress. You call
Yes.
what's happening in Phlan progress?
Absolutely.
Yes.
It's
Look at it the way it was.
civilization, it's society going as it should in some instances.
Yeah,
We're
look
not
at 5
looking
years
to-
ago.
Not everyone is gonna. Yours is law with evil intent. Yours is to take without worry for the weak. We fight for the weak. You old fuck.
Then you fight for fools.
Ooh.
We fight for those who can't fight for themselves. That's what heroes do.
They'll only take advantage of you. One day you'll find out. The things you lean on will be the things that break you. I know
And
I
you're
did
gonna-
everything that I believed in. And Lord
And
Bane
I'm-
will welcome me. In this life and the next.
Good. I'm glad you take solace in that, 'cause it's gonna hurt like hell the whole way fucking there. Have you thought about why you've been taken alive?
No.
We'll leave it at that.
In his
I'm
head,
done with them.
Alder, since you are still kind of listening in, even though it is quite painful, a couple different ideas go through his head, but the main one is that, especially since you're self-proclaimed heroes, that you just don't have the guts to do what is necessary.
Reyn walks away after the last bit that he said.
He thinks we're bluffing. Just FYI.
And you hear a direct
Concern
thought.
yourself not with the thoughts of fools.
Yeah, you hear a lot of direct thoughts now directed at you, Alder. His focus is now crystal clear, and it is a... Have you seen the 2012 Judge Dredd?
Yes, actually, I have.
Then you should know exactly what Sand is doing. He is giving you all those thoughts, and you're digging in, and he's just giving you more.
Mm-hmm. Not great. Not great.
Seeing your
someone please
discomfort
ask-
brings him a certain amount of joy in this.
Break your connection. I walked away. Never mind.
Before I'm done with you, before we're done with everything, I do have one more question for you. What do you know of the Cult of the Dragon? And why are you dealing with this sorceress and all out here? What's your damn time? What's your game?
And he makes kind of a half smile, and let's have a roll off for his thoughts at this point, because he's gotten himself together.
Yeah, do it.
All right, cool. Is this intelligence or?
This is intelligence. This is to dig in.
Fuck. Hey, you know how you said that scene from Judge Dredd, right?
Yeah?
It's kicked into overdrive because that was a nat 1.
Yeah,
That was a crit fail.
What?
he is able to stave you off this time, and in your zone of truth says, I'm sure you'll get to see the fruits of that labor real soon. And leans
Gross.
back up against the wall.
Alder will break off the connection at that point.
Oh,
Actually,
the pain
connection is
immediately
actually
just,
broken. Yeah.
just whew. It feels like your brain releases, decompresses. You're no longer filled with Son Krulik's voice in your head.
Okay.
Reyn's up on the deck shadowboxing.
Shoo, 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 shoo. I see you shadowbox in the corner.
He got really worked up really fast, and he always needs to blow off steam like that afterwards.
Leosin actually approaches you, and you know, I do something very similar, but your movements are too boxy. Could I show you something instead?
Yeah, absolutely.
And Leosin goes and shows you a different way of shadowboxing, what we would know in real life as Tai Chi.
Ooh,
Okay.
that's very good. I really like that, actually.
And Leosin kind of shows you some of the basics. Yes, I've spent quite a long time trying to master it down. It's easy to learn, impossible to master.
Ooh, I look forward to trying. Thank you, Leosin. This is physical, but so much more relaxing.
Well, I had much time to think at the monastery that I was raised in.
Ah, that does make sense.
Well, it takes a steady hand to keep Gelt focused. Did I ever tell you the story of us going to the Dragon Coast?
No, I'd be interested to hear as we
And he begins to tell you lots of prepubescent stories of Gelt.
Oh, Leo said.
Love it.
Yes.
She's listening
You,
because she's nearby playing with the giant weasel.
Yes, the giant weasel is having the time of its life. It has just been nothing but having a great time. You do get to learn a bit about Leosin, that he is, of course, indeed a half-elf. That he is, of course, a very proud member of the Harpers and believes in their cause very much so. And that around nowadays, that he's in his 80s.
Oh boy.
That
Oh.
Leosin has done lots of traveling, and Gelt was a companion for the better part of 6 years of that.
Wow. So he's actually, yeah, he's like, I think he's the closest in age, like, of anybody that I like actually know himself.
Pretty much because he's 20 right now. And how old's Reyn?
No, Leoson's in his 80s.
Oh, sorry.
Gelt is
How
Yeah,
old
I was
Reyn?
saying, Yeah, Reyn 77.
Holy shit!
I'm a dwarf. That's
He's a
young by our.
teenager.
Which is why I'm closer to my age than anybody else right now.
No, I know. Just
Yeah,
reminding
Çiaran has
Gelt,
just
'cause he
barely
seems to have
got out
forgotten
of-
how old his friends are.
Which is crazy because in Çiaran's world, she's just gotten out of childhood.
Oh yeah.
Like, and same thing for Reyn. Reyn and Çiaran are very much like
We're
in their.
technically young for our races.
They're very young. Leosin is about middle-aged for a half elf. Approaching there, he looks far better because he keeps in great shape.
Which makes a lot of sense.
Gelt, since you're 28 right now, from the time that you were to 18, it's been some time since you came to Leosin. You know, it was a very short time period, and your parents passing away and you joining. So for a good chunk of your formative years, it was just you and Leosin.
It's cool to have him around right now. I'm glad we
Yeah.
saved him.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Well,
Leosin
we saved them all.
taught
Well,
you
yeah,
like the
everyone.
basics of Draconic. He's the one that helped you kind of mold your gangly form, give you some talking points and some charisma, set you straight. It was a hard going trying to teach young Gelt Draconic.
Well, I bet.
And that's a good chunk of the stories are Gelt in his youth misusing some Draconic words.
How we had to become fast. He would accidentally incite fights.
And,
I love it.
that definitely, Leosin is very much. If you can run away, you should. You get to spend some time. The giant weasel hops around on deck and just pretty much takes as much attention as anyone's gonna give the giant weasel.
Sharon will give a lot. She loves him.
You can see
He's
that
awesome.
this weasel is huge chunks of its hair seems like it's almost grayed out or gone white in some parts from what might have been a darker black. You can definitely see that this is the most scarred up giant weasel you have ever seen. There are plenty of places where you pet where it's just no hair grows anymore, especially in the weasel high areas, which is going to be like the shoulders, the back of the legs, the face, the neck, some parts on the back.
This little buddy's scarred as Tyr himself.
Or one of us.
Yeah.
When the ferret stands on 2 feet, he's about 5 feet tall.
Oh my god, he's taller than me.
Yeah, he is a giant weasel / ferret.
Oh my
We'll
god,
have to think
it's
of
like
a good name for him.
he's a big living noodle pillow friend.
He does the whole noodle run, just at
I love
a
it.
What a
5 foot
cutie.
size.
Oh my gosh. Oh, Dom, while we have
Yes.
time, while we're on the ship, can I go over all the things that we found to see if anything's magical with my detect magic wand?
You can. So you go over the things. Some of the things
He
that.
always uses it like a conductor's baton.
Let's see. The longbow pings. It's a +1 longbow. That one you already had a good idea, but now they're just like confirmed.
Oh yeah.
The book that you guys have, definitely magical. Necromancy at its finest. Going over the rest of it, most of it is just valuable normal stuff. Things that people traveling would have had. Lots of your stuff is coins that you found. You go over the Heart of Mithranor and are surprised to find it's not magical.
Very well crafted. That's awesome.
Yes, especially now that you have it in the sunlight. You pull that out, you're like, wow. There's that dwarven greed that spikes up in your gut that you are having to crush that down. Cause
I
mean,
am a good man. I am a hero. I am being paid for this.
It's-
What you doing over there, Gelt? Or Raid?
It's like the
Nothing.
Arc Stone, and you are Oakenshield, Thorn Oakenshield. Just like, Because it is. You're looking at this, and you're like, 500 gold pieces might be underselling this one. Like, you're just like.
It's also 10 times our asking price for normal people for doing adventures, so he quashes all urges.
But yes, looking over, it is once again surprising that most of this is not magical. Çiaran's sending stone no longer does not ping. It's now just a regular black stone.
Got it.
Thinking about it, thinking about how Alder turned Gnarl into ashes.
Yeah.
May have damaged that other one. Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, keep it as a trophy.
Yeah, add it to
fun
the shelf.
stone.
Yeah.
A reminder of times of old.
We gotta keep track of what's on that trophy case.
So after a whole nother day of sea travel, tugging along this new ship, which I mean, go ahead, I guess, add that to your spoils. You are able to get back to Phlan. Dock both ships. Dornell asked, "So, what would you like to do with your new vigilance?" Vigil?
Well, does it? He looks at it. Does it just say vigilant or does it say the vigilant?
It does say the vigilant.
Okay. Yeah, the vigilant roll's kind of better.
Yeah, it's a mighty fine name for a ship. Not half bad, if you ask me. Not as nice as the Gilded Trophy, obviously, but
Oh no,
not bad.
not at all.
We didn't name it.
Shut your mouth. No,
Great.
I think, I mean, we'll probably have to figure out, costs for keeping it docked and everything like that, but having our own ship as an adventurers guild, that's fucking priceless.
Well, I could tell you how much it costs to dock a ship.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, for 2 10 days, it's 5 gold pieces for most docks. So how much
Oh.
it takes to get the Gilded Trophy into here. I mean, if you
Cool.
need someone to manage your ship, I would be happy to do it for a small fee.
I mean, are you going to be in Phlan for a while?
If I've got a whole nother ship to help keep up and get legal, yeah, I could be in Phlan for some time.
Friends?
This is where I used to live. I mean, I still have some family I'd like to see.
Can I
Plus-
roll a quick insight just to make sure he's not totally fucking shady?
Weaseling us.
Go ahead and roll
I'll
insight.
take the weasel with
Thank
us.
you. Just a 15.
A 15? I mean, he's definitely gonna get paid, but
Yeah.
he's very much Lord's Alliance. He's a captain of a ship, wants to get paid, knows what he's talking about.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah, it sounds like a good deal.
Sounds great.
Yeah. Once we get everything settled, and the ship's docked and everything, and everybody turned in, how about you come meet us at the Lost and Found? We'll get things official and whatnot. We have a secretary now, and we can work out paperwork and everything. And yeah, we'd love to work with you.
Well, alright, so I'll start drumming up and see if I can find anybody who wants to take part of this one.
Oh, sounds good.
Can I note his name one more time?
Dornell
What
Whitebeard.
We're working with Captain Whitebeard.
Has
no.
the fucking tremor fruit from fucking One Piece. That thing can legit fucking end worlds. Alright.
I just
This
love
one's
that there's
the
a
one
new
he's
dwarf in
on
my
with
life.
Jacob.
I just love that there's a new dwarf in my life. He's a
Yeah.
very cool dude.
But yeah, I mean, this longship was already pre-stacked, so really the big issues for you guys are docking it, which you now know what it costs, and
Not bad.
really the biggest expense is going to be finding a whole crew for this, because you're going to need at least a crew of 20 to make this run right. And
Told you we're not long ship people.
Yeah, can we ask Donnell if he would recommend a smaller ship for a group such as ours?
I would have to look into it. I mean, did you? I could be in the market to buy that ship from you.
Well,
Hmm.
we'll look this all over. For right now, we definitely know we can dock it here and get that figured out. Well, yeah, we'll speak with you more at length about how much paying sailors is and stuff like that. But, well, yeah, no, I do like where your brain is at, though, Sharon. Potentially.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Jacob's
We,
suggestion.
we could always, in a compromise here with that, we could always sell the ship and buy another ship
That
that
sounds
is like
Exactly,
a
a
better
smaller one.
crew
Yeah.
for size.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I
yeah.
was going for.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you'd like, I'll take care of the docking for this, since it's gonna be docked to my ship until we get it all set in, anyways. So, if you give me the gold for it, I'll at least make sure that it's docked, and give you at least 10 days before you gotta make a decision on it.
You got it. I got
If you just
yeah,
want to keep
fair.
paying it to sit there, I mean, you can, but
True. We might as well figure out something to actually do with it.
Hmm.
Sounds
Good.
fair.
Okay. Well then, yeah, Reyn will hand over 5 gold.
carry on do. So,
Oh, and then he is. Did he say he wanted another gold to kind of start getting it like up to snuff and legal and whatnot?
for legal, that's something you'd probably let me think on that one.
Well, I don't know if there's. I
Registration
don't know
for
what
a
legal
car
means.
is so expensive.
And true, we might be selling it. Never mind. I'll just give him the 5 gold for right now. And you know what? Actually, you know what? Reyn is going to give him actually 10 gold total.
We could put a
because
salvage
he kicked
title on
ass.
it.
I want to give him 10 gold total because him and the crew kicked ass. So there's some extra.
True, they did kick ass.
Did we bring horses this time?
No.
Did not. No. I'll start looking into it and see what I can find. Some costs, what it would be to get this changed into your name. I mean, it's the ship of used to be that San Krulik fellas, but guess not so anymore.
Yep, not so anymore. We'll be getting that taken care of next, I guess. But yeah, we'll keep it here for now. We'll figure out exactly what we want to do, and we'll definitely be in touch.
Well, you'll know where to find me. It'll either be here or, well, at your cousin's place. Bye,
Great.
I guess.
Sorry, I cut out like crazy at the end there. I don't know if I said something stupid.
Um,
I didn't hear anything.
Yeah.
you say your goodbyes.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was basically it. If you didn't hear anything, I was basically well, we'll be seeing you because I gave you money to make sure my ship doesn't go away.
Be seeing you. Thank you.
Yep, they it's gonna take them a second. They let you go in on your longboat, mostly because they've got to dock both ships and coordinate both of them, so they can't just sail right on in with 2 ships tied to each other. So they're
True,
set
true.
anchor, and unless you want to wait the hours it takes for them to put together, there's a the Phlan docks are sizable, so there's a place they'll know which longship is theirs.
Cool. Yeah, no, we'll get in on that.
So you pack all of your things. You bring everybody but Rathine goes with you.
That makes sense. And Reyn personally is not going to say anything about her quite yet.
Rathine is looking into a life of sea adventure.
I figured.
I'm inclined to let her do it.
Good. Yeah.
She did very good by us.
Yeah, she did.
She did good by us. She nearly died helping us too.
Yep.
So,
Alden
Tyranny looks
personally
the
is
other way.
okay with looking the other way. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Rathine.
Okay.
Rathine is going to seek some employment from Dornell Whitebeard. and see if they can come to an arrangement. So she is luckily very strong, though she is recovering, and she is takes to the work of sea travel very well.
Glad to hear.
So you load
Cool,
up with
cool.
Shirak, San Krulik, and the four of you, and row your way into the Phlan docks, upon which a pair of black fists are waiting for you as you dock, and both of their eyes light up immediately upon seeing San Krulik's face. Is that San Krulik?
Yeah, it fucking is.
You're welcome, boys.
And he's alive.
Yes. Uppercutted the shit out of him.
Sure fucking did, bud. Gonna be a song about that.
Yeah, you guys need to go to the Lord. Hey! And they start calling, and
No.
Blackfists start pulling
Stop
in, and people start coming around, and it just spreads like wildfire through Phlan. That San Krulik has been brought. And as you guys are getting up, there is a crowd of people. And as you begin walking into Phlan, they hurl insults at Sand. Some throw different fruits. You actually are have to have a surrounding of black fists between you, because some people really start to get into it. People start cheering for you guys and saying, look, the lost and found. The blue dwarf of Phlan. Look.
Hello.
Hello.
And it's one half Hero's Welcome, one half Cersei's Walk to the Tower of Seven. It's a combination of both. For you guys, nothing but good times. For San Krulik, probably one of the most dangerous walks ever. And then you've got Shirak, who's just kind of being has to half hop behind. As you guys are led to the Stojanau gates, and are met by the Lord Regent, Hector Brahms. The Black Fists part ways. Everybody roll me perception right now, though.
Not good at that. To be fair, I haven't been good all night, so.
Passes by.
Hey.
Hey, that is a not nat 20.
Sorry, I cut out. What am I rolling?
Perception.
Perception.
13, 20, 15,
13.
13. Looking around at all kind of the different black fists, it does make you guys kind of nervous, being just fully surrounded and then people on top of it, and you're looking around, you're kind of all danger senses looking, it's looking all right, but you do start to notice the faces of the black fists, especially you, Alder. Some of them are better at hiding it than others, but there are definitely some who seem very surprised. You're not entirely sure what the read on that is, but while most of the Black Fists seem happy to have San Krulik in chains walking through, it almost seems like there's an invisible line in the Black Fists. As if some really are happy to see this and some are really unhappy to see this. And maybe just with everything that's gone through your mind with Sans and him just being in there, it just sets you off.
Okay, how fucking wild.
That's gonna be for Alder with his nat 20. The rest of you all are cognizant of just the amount of people here, but it doesn't look like anyone's brandishing weapons. No one's gonna make a run at San Krulik. Doesn't look like anyone's gonna make some sort of objection at the funeral type of moment. As you guys all come face to face with the Lord Regent Hector Brahms once again in his full full regiments of Black Fist gear and the vestiges of being the Lord Regent.
Key.
Well done, lost and found, as he addresses you and the crowd. Our very own
Happy-
Adventurers Guilds, bringing us the notorious Sand Krulik, helping restore order to Phlan. I believe the people of Phlan owe you a cheer, and you hear, ah! I believe the Black Fists owe you a cheer. And it's about half as loud. Ah!
Bitches.
And I, as the Lord Regent, owe you a cheer. And he gives a hearty one, of which everybody previously gives kind of a cheer.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome home, Sand. We've been waiting for you. There's, at this point, the noise is just erupting everywhere as Sand Krulik is pulled forward. The Lord Regent makes kind of a two-finger sign, and one of the Black Fists comes up to you and hands you the biggest sack of gold you've probably ever held. 500 gold pieces. It's a literal
boy.
sack of gold coins.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Nice.
Let us hear it once more for the lost and found, the heroes of Phlan. Everybody roll me insight on that one.
Would love to.
Shit. Bad insight for Çiaran. 9.
Same.
19 for Gelt.
You guys lap this in. This is a hero's welcome, and all of you guys feel really good about this right now. You've got the citizens, a good chunk of the Black Fists. You've just been paid 500 gold pieces. It is
Feels
the
like
most
a good
alive the
day.
city has been in the better part of almost 10 days.
Well, shit. I'm fucking happy. Like,
Yeah.
this is
Yeah,
the kind of
seriously.
shit this is the shit I do this job for.
For real, dude.
Sand Krulik gives one last look to you all as he's being pulled away by the Black Fists, and catches your eyes, Alder. And Reyn, you also see this, but there's almost a weird amount of, you know, that shit-eating grin people get? And you can see it in their eyes. If you've ever played games with me, I'm sure you know what it looks like.
No, it's the finger twitching for you, Dom.
The excited
know what
Oh,
you're
fingers.
talking about.
and the grin.
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
it's there.
It's there.
You see more of that than you were expecting as he is led away.
From him? From Sand?
From Sand. As he
Well-
is pulled into Stojanau Gates. This city is yours at this point.
Literally.
People want to buy you drinks. People are asking you to tell about what happened. I mean, it is there's no room for you guys to walk. You're just completely accosted at all sides by tons
Oh
of people.
boy.
Çiaran will tell some stories, but gloss over names and just go for, visuals and.
Roll me a performance.
Okay.
I was like, Gelt's very boisterous with his storytelling as from our first couple of games.
+0 for 19.
Çiaran spins a pretty damn good tale about it all. Gets all the exciting parts, cuts out all the boring pieces, tells pretty much, I don't know if I could have told that story better. It's a surprising amount of charisma from Çiaran.
Nice.
Gelter's over here. The only time I've had a tougher fight is than when I had to. As my entire party fell down around me, take care of 3 more goblins.
Roll me performance
Yeah,
with disadvantage.
Disadvantage for performance. It's a crit. It's a crit on the first roll. A crit failure. Just like so I can't roll nothing to pass it.
Yo, Gelt, you start going on, and you're just like, yeah, this other time, and Gelt, you are free to walk around the crowd now.
I have something I'm posting to the chat. I am officially showing off the lyrics to my song "Stand for Something," which is very apropos for this moment as Reyn starts to perform.
Good stuff.
Give me just a sec to pull it up.
Give me a performance check with advantage.
Oh, I need to make a change. Because that's not that person's name, and they're also not in the party right now.
Well, while we get this going,
Post this into to show the to show Twitch as well.
yes,
Dom.
absolutely. It's on the Discord, so
Yay.
anything posted in the Discord is going to be seen. What a treat for you. Oh, that fits
that's so-
perfectly on the screen. So
Exactly.
Beautiful.
Full blown song.
there you go, stream.
And on his premiere performance, Reyn manages a 23.
Between Siren's story and your song, an impromptu parade kind of begins. As Podal Square, Scholar Square, just turns into almost a Mardi Gras-esque event. There's singing, there's dancing. Many of the Black Fists have retreated into Stojanau gates. And it really just eats up the whole day. By the time you guys, you guys walked in early, probably 8 in the morning, at like the very latest.
Going.
And it just begins. The Velvet Doublet begins to bring out food, and so does the Laughing Goblet and the Cracked Crown, and Nightweiler's Broken Bell, and Madame Ferona's gets in on it, and really just it's like the city just kind of exhales for a moment. You guys don't have to pay for any of it. If you ask for drinks, you are given drinks. If you want to dance, you're allowed to dance. It just gets kind of your own moment, and it eats up the vast majority of the day. You run into all sorts of people. You run into Madame Ferona's daughters. You run into Ellison. You run into Aya Glenmere. You run into, even some of the foreigners like the lead stoppers that you help. The mosses come down.
Yay.
It's a whole thing. A day of celebration.
Just to have things feel normal-ish again, to have everybody happy. That's all Reyn wanted out of this. So he is just living it up.
As the day kind of winds back, you guys begin to finally are able to make it back to the Lost and Found. While you are there, you open the door. Lila is not there. It's getting probably, I'd say, probably 10 at night at this point. At this point, you guys have been the center stage for like 14 hours. It's exhausting.
Heroes.
How's our stable out back looking, Dom?
The basis of it is all built in. It went from just being lots of long planks of wood to now a standing structure. It's clearly not finished, but the base shell of it is done. Really, now it just needs to be all the stuff on the inside needs to be built up. The kind of
Okay.
the second floor to it, the stables need to be kind of placed in correctly. Fill it up with hay and feed and all the other things you would need for a barn of its size. So I would say like a 10-day, and it should be all done.
Okay.
However, going in, something is amiss, as there is a note in kind of your guys' mailbox, impossible to miss, and it's a note from Lila, and in it explains that whilst you were all gone, you had visitors who freely let themselves in and have placed a number of furniture and clothing in your upstairs room. Looking at this upstairs room, Alder, you find all of your things.
Yep. Everything that was in the
Zhenatrim
Zhenatrim estate.
is now moved
Yeah.
into that second floor room. All of the purples and greens and former kind of decorations have been all pulled out, and in its place are lots of still nice, but the color scheme has changed. Lots more blacks and reds, new shelves for books. You find all of your clothing, your personal notes, all moved over there. Some of your personal trinkets that you keep close. You don't own a ton of valuable things in the world, so looking around, there's clearly been additions added. You find a desk that's fully stocked with paper and ink that you very much know you did not just have lying around.
Yeah.
So,
So is this kind of like a fuck you? Because he's bought you some shit, though? It's like a severance package?
It's a kind of -1+1 type situation.
Yeah, it's like, hey, you can't stay here no more, but you can stay here. Here's some furniture, though.
I'm not. Yeah, it's like I'm not fired, but please don't ever come into work right now, kind of thing.
I see.
At least into the office, It's like
I feel ya.
you're gonna work from home, and I don't think anyone has to guess why that's probably the case right now.
Right. Oh,
yeah.
actually, I'm actually slightly confused. I mean, we
Do you not remember, the
our
whole
conversation with Chaab?
Like, we did the thing he demanded, but he's pretty miffed about the way we went about that whole situation.
So yeah,
were we
He's,
supposed to kill Sand? Or
no,
No,
this has nothing
no.
to do with that. It
It's
has
about
to
guys,
do
the-
with
I genuinely
And
like.
bringing him out there to talk with us.
you
Yeah,
had
he's pissed
a
about the fact that
conversation
we
with
did the note
Chav,
thing.
of which he was not pleased that you made guild business and family business the same thing. And from Chab's side of the things, that was open betrayal. Especially with Çiaran's, whilst good intentioned, but ultimately failed lie. You were asked to bring sand in and to get paid for it, and in doing so, would count as the next step for Reyn and Alder's journey into the Zhenatrim. And that, had this not been met, Chaab was going to be leaving for the last time, but would not be the last you'd hear from him. Was
So
more
we
or less
basically-
what was said. So while you were away during that better part of 2 days, Alder's things were moved into here, and Zhenatrim agents can clearly come into your house.
Because they own our lot. They're the leasers.
That there are many layers to this.
Yeah, I
it
don't like
is-
that, but
I mean, we did our part. We are as long as we hold up the end of our bargains, we'll be fine.
Yep,
And-
we have ideally, yeah, we've kind of patched and made a new kind of agreement here, I suppose. Still need
Until
to
we
talk to
can
him.
buy the building, he will be our landlord and still your boss. So
Yeah. Wish we need to go check in with him, probably, Alder.
We should probably talk first before we go do that,
Yep.
Reyn. But yeah.
Probably valid. But welcome to the house. You don't have to sleep
Yeah.
on the couch anymore.
And at least I'm familiar with it. And I got a bed, so there's things to be happy about on that one.
Any other letters or correspondences?
You guys know that Leosin is going to be staying in the same house as Dorno Whitebeard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for the
Oh, yeah.
most part, Lila will be back the next day, and you take a peek into the study and immediately see that while it was a nice study, it was not organized in the greatest of ways. You can see there's been a clear organization of many of the tomes and books that you guys have. Fresh kind of papers and ink on the table. Lots of what appear to be numbers, divisions, that sort of things. In the middle of whatever she is working on, you assume that she'll be back, especially because you paid her. But other than that, it seems there hasn't been a lot going on in the Lost and Found whilst you've been gone.
Mm-hmm. Well, as long as Rank got paid and she's organizing stuff, I'm fucking happy.
Yep, you guys. Well, I mean, you need a place to store all your gold. You have
Yeah,
one giant
yeah.
sack of it, and then all the gold that you guys found.
Yeah, we don't.
Oof.
Our safe isn't big enough for all this gold, is it?
With what depends on how much gold we have all together. You guys will need to sit down with Lila and figure out what it really means to have adventuring economics. You guys,
Which I'm actually excited to do that with her and figure out the whole like what her plan is.
yes, you also. So I think this is probably as good as time as any to do experience and rewards and start kind of
Yeah.
getting that all written all the way down. Alder and Reyn, you will most assuredly need to go speak to Chaab at some point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do want to have a conversation ourselves to kind of. I have a feeling it's really going to be just getting on the same page and coming to the same story for a lot of it. But yeah, we need to talk about what we feel about family.
So
We definitely do need to dock on that one for real. Yeah.
so going through all the things. One question, just because it's a bit of a roll. How much did you guys find in San Krulik's tent? Is it
I didn't write that down. I
I
only
think
wrote
it
down
was
Varela's 10.
100.
Yeah.
125?
It was at least,
125.
Okay.
Yeah.
okay.
125. So, from the 125 from St. Krulik's, the 500 you got paid for the Lord Regent, you will need to return the heart of Mitranor to Brandon
Mhm.
Yale.
But we will be doing that for sure.
But you will be doing that for sure, so we'll add that now for another 500. For Sharok, a 50 gold bounty. And Reyn, that does count as a +1 renown for the Harpers. For successfully capturing. Leosin is a bit perplexed about your both Zhenatrim and Harpers. And echoes many of the same words Alicera does. Surprising you nuns. But it does not seem to bother. Doesn't seem to bother Leosin that you're working for both. Let's see.
I think it's useful.
So in Jarella's, with all the things and all the many different items that you guys got from, let's see, bandits, kobolds, that's going to be Cinderella's 25, 50, 75, 100, 25 to 75. Yeah, so that's another 300 on top of that from finding everything in Jarella's wagon, finding all the different bits of gold and pieces from the Kobold Cave, the Kobold Tents, Jarella's wagon, and all the Grey Patriots. You added your own 50 back, I hope.
Into my own
from-
pocket, correct.
From Lorg.
Yep.
So, that all brings us together to 1,475 gold pieces for the party.
Jesus.
Oh, and
What?
add another 150 to that from the last of the chest from the shit halfling boys, the jailers.
Yes, the extra.
Oh, yeah, that's
How
right.
many? How many was that on that?
1,625 total.
Yep, 1625.
Divided by the four of us is
Well-
406.
Well, 1625, and then we're gonna talk to Lila and see what our plan for dividing it up for paying
Which we
her
might as well
and.
talk about that right now. No.
Mhm.
Okay, so 1625 at the moment.
Yeah, that's the gold spoils of the adventure.
If you split it evenly between 4 people, that comes out to
Mhm.
about 406, with one
And then-
person making 407.
Got it.
So that's how that breaks down for experience. Before we jump into all that, since you guys did get that long rest there, we might as well do it as well. You guys got the experience from Grimshackle, experience from rescuing the dudes, the experience from both Sands and Jarella. So we already did those. That should be added. So let's add all the combat ones.
I like that you did the RP and like questy experience as we were going along. I think that makes sense to me.
And it's written out well in this one, so makes it easy. So,
Oh,
yeah, it's a combination of both. That's why I said this one kind of changes how things start to play in the game. Because
absolutely.
we're going to see more of that kind of experience as we move forward. And combat will be at the end of long rests. So, there's... You defeated Captain Walharrow.
So proud of that.
You defeated Sand Krulek, for sure. That counts. Release the Owlbear. Defeated Gnarl. Ruse. That many orcs. Kai Tyran. Little Eric. All those bandits. You didn't have to fight any giant weasels. And you didn't kill those guys. And then technically no kobolds. So just where's Shirok? Yep, another one for Shirok. So I need a calculator.
One thing, you mentioned the owl bear in there. You did give us experience at the moment when we released that.
Ooh, yes. That does change it, because that's where that experience comes from. So,
Yay.
Owlbear. Nix that off. That's not we already got that at one line. Thank you. I would have forgotten. Because there are multiple ways to deal with the owlbear.
Like killing it.
That is one way.
We were too beat up to do that.
Yep, did not want to.
And also, it's a nice owlbear, apparently.
Really, well, apparently, I had a friend.
Speak friend and enter.
So. Then between the 4. So all together, let's just bring that bad boy up. So altogether, that's 3,200 experience points.
Jesus.
And between the four of you, that divides down to 800 experience points apiece.
Wow.
Very nice.
Very
I
nice.
believe that's level 5 for just about everybody.
Yep. That brings me
Oh.
up to 7,500. Jesus.
Are you level 5, Alder?
No, I'm close though.
What are
I'm
you
at,
at?
Oh,
I'm at 5,945.
5,945. Close. Okay, good to know.
Next adventure for sure.
Yeah, we had to do a lot of running for you, but you are a significant number of adventures down from the rest of the party. One thing definitely to add as well. Alder and Reyn at a +1 to your Zhenatrim renown points.
Ooh.
10 downtime days for everybody. And then everybody go ahead and add, all of you guys, regardless of factions, add 1 renown point.
nice.
One question. If I have
Yes.
not ranked up yet, am I still capable of gaining more renown?
You are
Because
capable
I
of
am
gaining
at
more
10.
renown.
Okay.
Yes. Right now you're missing the special mission.
Mm-hmm.
So, real quick,
Yes.
for Reyn and I, so do we basically get 2 renown points or just the 1?
So everybody should have received 2 renown points from this one, cause
Okay.
for all the different factions, minus Lord's Alliance, which is its own thing. So Reyn gets 2. Well, actually no. For you guys, for you Alder, yes, you would add 2 to Zhenatrim. Reyn, you choose which faction you want to put that
My
point into.
bonus one goes into
Yeah.
because I'm a 2 boy. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
You have to choose which one.
I'm gonna double it down into Zhenatrim because I have way more in the Harpers right now.
2 points into the Zhenatrim. So, evening begins as you guys kind of readjust to. Well, I mean, not even readjust. You're still high off the coming home as heroes. It is there during that slumber that Reyn, you have golden dreams.
Ah?
You are once again facing kind of this throne of gold of its highest caliber, as if every single gold coin that you've ever seen were put together in perfect balance to create this throne. And there you see a beautiful but also golden woman that you know very well as Tymora. She looks to you and says, Reynglian, Ironfist, fortune favors the bold.
It is an honor to be in your presence again, Lady Luck.
I believe you've been calling on me for quite some luck recently.
I have very distinctly noticed that your blessing follows me now, and yes, I have leaned on you, and I appreciate your service. Or excuse me, your support is the word I meant to say.
Well, I would appreciate some service in return. I do quite love seeing you try to influence my favor.
At this point, it's beyond debt to you. Well, it is literal debt to you, but I owe you everything. Of course, Lady Tymora.
And you should be rewarded. And she takes a finger and taps, and you are in your coin-like form, and it flips and flips and flips, and you find yourself almost falling back into bed, and in your hand is your golden coin, with one side having your face and the other side having her face. And you look down at your skin, and it is no longer blue, but gold. Not like the actual material of gold, more so in color. But the blue has gone. Now, it is gold.
He is beside himself. He is just beaming from ear to ear. Like, this is still like the middle of the night, right?
This is with the dawn and its first golden ray of light.
Oh, he sends up all the blessings to Timora. He is beyond. Oh, he just, I don't know. Thank you, Dom. Thank you, DM. This is good kick ass.
You may
This is
take your
kick-ass.
one level of Warlock.
Cool.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, I'm a warlock now, fuckers.
Wow.
What the fuck?
Çiaran,
Wow.
on one of your days,
Mm-hmm.
your sending tree bears fruit,
Oh.
and in it, you do not hear Seranola's voice, but an old voice, one that is forever etched into your own mind.
The Archdruid.
The one and only Elder. The fruit itself is almost... It's close to like a star fruit, I think is the best kind of description of it. As it grows, it's
Are
different.
so good.
It's
by the
different
way.
from the ones you see from like Serenola, which tend to be very typical of like almost like a good berry would be similar. And a voice speaks through. Summer Strider, your work has been noticed, and nature calls upon you. Seek out the blight of Sorcerer's Isle, and cleanse the land, and rise and grow into Autumn Reaver. And the message ends.
Ooh.
Well, yeah. First day, I have a opportunity to get everyone together and Well, first, I guess I look up Sorcerer's Isle. I feel like that's come up before already. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's
plenty.
where
Yeah,
that's where
the pyramid is. Yeah.
that's where chaos is leaking through.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't even need to look it up. So I'll just tell everyone about it. Would you all be willing to help me?
Yeah.
Definitely.
I thought that was the next place we had to check out.
No, that's true.
But if it's gonna help you be able to grow in the oh my gosh, Emerald Enclave, then absolutely we'll help you.
Great. Thank you.
Also, I'm gold now.
Yeah, how about that? Look at you.
That's like
Whoa.
the next morning
Seriously.
after I wake up, I literally just like waited at the table, like beaming.
I could imagine the only color a dwarf would prefer is platinum.
I am
Don't
inclined to copper, but gold is good.
Don't remember frying you with the hash browns this morning there, Reyn.
I I don't know. I don't know how to. Your comedy is above my brow.
It is above. Eyebrow shit.
Well, shit.
As you guys have this conversation, you hear the door and opens up. Hello. Oh,
Hello.
you're all back. Welcome home.
Hi, Lila.
As Lila
Hi, Lila.
walks through. You're a different color.
I woke up gold this morning.
Did you drink more juice? What happened on that one?
It was the hash browns.
Orange juice.
Let's just say, fortune favors the bold.
So you did drink more of the score juice then. Got it.
Sharon checks her scored juice vial. Did he get some of mine when I wasn't?
No, I'm not that sneaky. But Lila, good to see you.
Good to see you all back. I didn't just hear, I saw you all return. Big news. Well done.
That was a whole thing. Quite the organization to work for, eh?
Clearly. Well, I must ask, you clearly brought San Krulik back, but did you happen to find the heart of Mitranor?
Yes, which we do need to make a point of this morning getting that back over to Brandon. Last name is escaping me.
Braden Yell.
Braden Yell.
Radio, yeah.
Yes, that can be arranged. If you would like, I could send out correspondence for him to come here.
That'd be great. Yeah.
That'd be for the best.
I always like having people come over.
Well, wonderful. When I return, we do very much need to speak about your finances.
Whoa, okay.
Well,
Does it
considering
look
you
bad?
have
We'll definitely do that.
0 finances and no record of employment, nor any money coming in, nor...
It's a new operation, Lila.
I'm very aware. I'm also very aware that taxes exist, and that you have not paid them.
Well, you know what? Up until 2 days, I wasn't.
Aware.
Is there more words that are coming after that? Because I feel like you may have had a bit of a stutter.
No.
No, that was...
Good, okay, it was a choice. Well, that makes a difference. I will return back with Braden Yiln, and then we will very much need to sit down and talk about your finances.
Indeed, I look forward to it.
Indubitably.
Gelt looks around at the group. All right, who was in charge of the finances?
Gosh, she sounds like my mother.
I don't know. They just handed us sacks of
Money.
Yeah,
We weren't
but-
supposed to have been conversation, right?
I assume we're having this conversation after Lila walks out the
Oh,
door.
yeah.
Exactly.
Good.
I would assume so.
Reyn's literally just like, my mom used to do the finances for the merch company.
Yeah. Well, I was with the church. Everything finances was church, right? You just give the church money and they spend it, right?
It's a tithe.
Have taxes in the woods.
Wait, did we just all come to terms with the fact that we're bad at economy?
I don't know that I've ever made enough money to have taxes, honestly.
No, you should always be paying your taxes. I don't
care
think
for me. I don't know.
I don't think this economy gives anything back for your taxes. I think they just take your taxes.
Oh boy, I feel like I'm growing up. I'm 77 and I feel like I'm growing up.
Now would be Alder and Reyn the time for you guys to talk.
Yes, absolutely. Let's go up into my room.
Yeah, let's.
'Cause I got the
Real
bigger
quick,
room.
Gelt, before I forget, roll me for breakfast with advantage.
Yeah.
All right, we're taking it back today. We're making some very Midwestern food here. All right, we're going with some chopped and braised lamb over some yellow saffron rice with a little bit of
Oh.
fresh gravy on the side.
I love I love you. I love you.
14.
14.
Oh
Gravy's a
wait,
little.
I get advantage since I'm
yes,
home, right?
yes, you do.
Oh, hey, and then I don't get to add any proficiencies yet, so it's a 17.
A 17.
It's still really good.
You almost made the gravy too salty. You're able to catch yourself. Actually, one of the cool parts about the spoilers that you guys brought back is a big old barrel of spices.
Oh.
So you're
Like
able to,
barrel.
yeah, a big old barrel of lots of grounded spices, to be more specific. So you're able to get enough pepper in to balance that out, and the gravy just really brings the whole thing together.
Nice.
Yeah, you were in danger of too much of a salty gravy, which Gelt might like as a personal taste. It's not shared by everyone.
No. I mean, hey, when you work hard, you sweat hard. You got to replenish those salts, all right?
Oh my gosh.
He says whilst cooking. If you just listen in, Gelt talks to himself like non-stop while cooking.
Well, that's what Skylar used to do too.
Except you were standing there, so he wasn't talking to himself.
But you're right.
Yeah. So
Gil just came to realization about that. Oh shit, he was talking to me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
After breakfast.
Gelt's newfound intelligence is profound.
I love it. After breakfast, though, the two family boys go up to Reyn's room.
Close the door on that one too.
Oh yeah, of course. So,
Ray, yeah. Hey, brother. We definitely need to talk.
something very specific that they'd like to kind of say. So you go ahead, Alder.
Reyn. Well, one, I'm glad that we got things done the way we did here on this one, but before we go back to Chav, I mean, we gotta be real, and we gotta put things here on the table and all. And I'll be honest, spicy's probably an easy way of putting it when I say how it's gonna be when we go back there, because look, let's be real, we're in a doghouse right now. That was family business, and the whole our whole crew knows about it. All the guilds can know about it from there. You know, Chaab and the Zhenatrim ain't happy about that stuff.
Mm-hmm. It's very true. We also, though, just brought San Krulik back in alive. And I think that helps quite a bit in the whole scenario. But I'm not denying that we're in shit. But at least we put some polish on that shit.
It puts us in an alright spot right now, but obviously I got moved out. It didn't matter if I brought him back or didn't on that one, you know? The problem is, right now, for the most part, we're working with business side of Chaab. And as you can see, well, not the kindest, I guess. But I don't know. Look, I know a lot of that stuff is crazy and all, but when you find that info, like, at least come talk with me, man, because if that family business gets out, that's some trouble for us, man. We almost got in some real trouble, and I'm kind of worried about that.
You're speaking, we can't hear you.
Oh, I know. He's taking a moment to put his mind together as he looks very, very intently at Alder. His skin almost glittering. I trust your judgment on many things, Alder. And I will come to you when and if I think it's appropriate. And I understand we fucked up. And I'll take that into consideration when I make decisions in the future. But I am my own man. And I'm going to do what I'm going to do.
Well, I respect that. And you know I respect you and I got your back. I gotta ask, man, like, why why this with the Zhenatrim then? If you're gonna turn on the backs
I'm
at a
not
moment.
turning on them. I never said that I would. Look, this is all very complicated. And when I went to Chaab like I did, the intentions were misinterpreted, I believe, on everybody's part. Because I was going to him as... It came off like I just wanted more information about the situation, but my initial reason for wanting to talk to him about what we did was in case something was falling apart that he needed assistance with. I was trying to have the Lost and Found help the Zhenatrim. And yeah, I suppose that mixing business and business is probably not the best idea, but we do something and do it well. And we got information, and I was trying to make good. And
You
it blew
do.
up.
Yeah, I know that. The problem there isn't necessarily working with him. It's that by doing that, you also became family with him. And I'm just trying to look out for you on that one, you know?
I was talking
You-
about the current, but yes, I know what you mean too.
Because I think that's the bigger thing here. That's where you got to be kind of careful about that stuff, you know? I'm just...
Well, my
Look, I don't
response,
know
I guess, to your
exactly.
question is I'm in too deep now to not keep working with the Zhenatrim.
Damn straight. I'm in the same boat.
So I'm going to keep doing it, but I'm going to do it my way, which will include, not telling Chaab about the prisoner that he was planning to buy and do stuff to himself, which you're also not telling him. So I think we're both playing a little bit more of a game than we were planning on.
Yeah. Just... I don't know. I'm just cautious about that stuff. There's some stuff that I just don't want the other members having to get mixed up with if they don't need to, you know?
No, mixed up was the right one.
Next up, yeah.
We're all entwined with each other, no matter how hard we try now. Family's business is the Lost and Found's business. The Emerald Enclave's business is the Lost and Found's business. The Order of the Gauntlet's business is the Lost and Found's business. This is just how it is. But I understand your caution, and I'm taking it with caution too. But the best thing we can do is put our heads down and fix the fuck up, I guess.
Yeah, certainly not much to do if we went about it the other way, so I agree with you there on that one. Just be careful. I know we're all mixed up in it. I know that Zhenatrim business is this business, but you know what the Zhenatrim is, and you know how the Zhenatrim deals with family business. So just know, if we're bringing that to the guild, if we're bringing that to everyone here, they all face the rewards and the reprimands that you would face.
And it would be the same if it was only you and the guild working for us. So, yep, I accept what's happening. We just need to go make right with Chaab, and that should make things good for the interim and give us some breathing room.
Let's hope that it does on that one, man. I don't know exactly what to expect, but hopefully it's for the best.
I hope. We do have quite a bit of luck on our side, so we can get through this.
Is that what the new skin color is? That's good luck. Was that the juice? You didn't tell me.
I have deepened my connection to Timora in ways I'm not probably fully understanding yet, but I owe her everything. And this is my reward for dutiful service.
Oh. Yeah. I suppose that's a positive, and I hope that luck rubs off on me too.
I will take care of you, Alder. You are not just Zhenatrim family. You and the Lost and Found are my found family. Ain't nobody taking you out unless I'm there and they fight through me first.
Thank you, Reyn. I'll hold you to that, man.
You've already seen me do it.
True. Too true.
And he kind of pulls you in for a hug, holds you at kind of arm's length afterwards, and then kind of yanks your head in and gives you a very light, short kind of headbutt, in kind of a brotherly, father-sonish kind of way, something like that. But he's like, we're good.
Take 1 point
I
of
know we're
bludgeoning
complicated,
damage.
but we're good.
I was gonna say I rolled just a 3 to see how his field on that, so I'll just like, oh, ow, man,
Damn
jeez.
Your body looks so hardy.
I mean, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. It's just dwarves are a different breed. That's a different breed, you know.
Yeah, people always remember things that they're a little hurt.
It's at this moment that the door reopens and Lila and Brayden yell, return.
And we go back downstairs.
Woohoo!
Oh, our relationship is complicated, but I love it.
We're in the Zhenatrim, man.
Welcome to working for the mob.
Yup.
You both walk downstairs, and you see Lila is in her typical pantsuit that she wears. It's always a different color, but each one is immaculately well made. They fit her perfectly. And then you see Brandon yell. He's got just it's a nice doublet, and it shows some signs of nobility kind of cut through it, but it's not nearly as well made as Lila's clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Howdy, Lost and Found.
Master Yale, good to see you.
It's good to see you all again. I got to partake in some of the festivities yesterday in your honor, so I
I
suppose
imagine we may have run into you at some point. I just don't remember.
you know,
That was a
I
whole
think
day.
I think I ran into you for a bit. You were blue yesterday.
Yes. Yes, I was. Today is much better.
I mean, clearly, it seems like a vast improvement. I'm hoping that I did not just walk over here just to congratulate you all, which I'm happy to do, but I believe
no.
I have something for you. You have something for me.
Absolutely. As requested, and he reaches into, well, I assume it was in a sack or something that we had, and produces the Heart of Mithranor.
Brayden takes it very gingerly and then brings a small but very sturdy-looking box and places it in, locks it, puts the key around his neck, puts it in kind of a nice-looking, almost courier bag that he has with him. And in return, he pulls out a rather smaller-looking bag than you guys were given the day before, and hands it over. No, I said 500 gold pieces, but carrying around such large funds like that seems rather suspicious, so I had it converted to platinum through the house to make it transfer easier.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, I know you wanted to keep discretion at a premium on this one, so makes sense.
Well,
Yeah.
I am beyond pleased with you on a personal level, a professional level, and as a citizen of Phlan. You you all need anything, you go ahead and you got a friend in Braden you.
Thank you very much. It's our. I personally think it's an honor to be able to assist such a city and its denizens. So take it all in stride.
Well, if we ever had any public positions open, you should run on a platform for that. Sound real nice. Privileged people of Phlan. I wish the P in Phlan wasn't a fur. That would
Right.
roll off way better.
Yeah, it makes you can get the phonetics right, but then like it doesn't look right on paper. It's real annoying.
Phenomenal pheasants of Phlan. Nope, that's not it either. All right. Well, enough of my musing. I very much need to return back to the so-called estate. But once again, payment is not enough for how much this means to the house and to myself. Well, once again, if you ever need be, Lila knows where the estate is. You just have her go ahead, and you will have my ear faster than Jackrabbit's half foot.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Always a pleasure.
He takes a deep bow, lower than most nobles would typically do so, and turns around and with a broad shoulders and a square jaw, heads out into the morning. With you guys being, I believe that would make that's 50 platinum. 50 platinum, or the equivalent of 500 gold pieces, richer.
Yep. Which was part of all of our calculations already, correct?
Indeed.
Yes. Perfect.
Well, done. Bit of a weird time going back to my old place of employment for my new place of employment, but I think she gives a small, golf clap.
Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate.
So, I believe you have adventuring economics to show me, and then I have real finances to show you.
So, we actually kind of did a smarter this time, and we just have all of the gold that we got along the way, and we haven't split it up or anything like that.
Excellent. I believe you. Do you have other items as well?
Yes. We start to just kind of
Yep, you've got
inventory
this
the whole
silver
thing.
trade bars, 3 bolts of fine silk, the barrel of spices, the garnet, the silver candlesticks, the bronzed helm.
So much stuff.
Yeah, that's
Thank
not all
God
of it.
we got someone to help us with this.
Hold on, there's still more. I want to make sure I have it all
Waits
listed.
up out this giant sack, goes behind, grabs another giant sack.
We would have just gone to the general store with it all in one bag and just been like, how much do you want for this mystery bag of goodies?
The stable isn't actually for horses. We're just gonna put all of our bags here. We've just got a lot of them.
You gotta
I'm
walk out with
sorry.
the bag.
Yeah.
Ornate silver arm bag, various pouches containing all sorts of degrees of coin from you guys.
Someone go to the money stable. We need some gold.
A whalebone comb, a bronze torque, another silver ring engraved with dueling mermen, the bars from Baldur's Gate, a jade dragon statuette, a set of jeweled finger gauntlets, a copper locket containing a painting of a halfling child, and the hundreds upon hundreds now of gold coins and platinum coins.
Yeah, literally. So what are we doing with those gold bars, or do we sell those?
Oh,
Or
You
those
guys did
silver
sell the
bars?
gold
Silver
bars. You do have silver
Yeah.
bars. They're worth their own set. So Lila begins to make an inventory in a large blank book and copies down each one and begins to put prices attached to it. And all right, so first order of business is, are you trying to liquidate all this after she has this huge list and all the things cover your main table? There's some parts you got to put on the chairs to make sure it all fits on there.
I'm somewhat curious about that locket. We found it in Jarella's tent, no?
Yes, and her box.
It has a picture of a child.
Halfling. Yeah.
Well, it is
Maybe.
quite old. I would say this has got to at least be 200 years old, going by its markings.
Oh.
Oh wow.
What is the actual locket made of? What metal?
Copper.
If it's
Interesting.
that old, then I can't imagine it's worth keeping.
Yeah, I think-
Also, it's copper, so it's not valuable. So it's got to be a keepsake.
Oh no, this is quite good work, and I would say this would fetch at least 5 gold pieces on the correct market. You would just need to know someone who can actually market all of this to sell it. Which, of
Aye.
course, you do.
And I think, unless anybody wants to keep any particular trophies or anything, the intention is to liquidate our findings from this adventure, correct?
Yes, the only thing I intend to keep is that broken sword that was flying around.
Yeah, because you want to have somebody try and fix that because it was cool.
That was cool. That's exactly the words, actually.
Well, taking all of your coins, and having this all down, if liquidated at its full value, would actually come out to about 2,000 gold pieces if you have it sold correctly.
Damn.
And that's everything from before, too.
That
right?
is everything. The only thing here that's actually it'd probably be closer to 1,990 is this barrel of spices that you clearly have been into already.
Do that back.
Yeah, that's ours.
You don't
Yes,
know that.
I imagine you'd want to keep that. Plus,
Thank you.
unless it's all the way filled, it's much harder to sell.
Mhm.
So, out of 1,990. So, looking at that, then we need to factor in your rent, which is 50 gold every 3 days. Çiaran, you have your own personal of 30 gold every 3 days. So to keep everything being built and paid, it's going to at least be 80 gold pieces. Now that will only cover 1 month. So
Me and Reyn already covered this month, I believe.
Oh, yep, that's already into account and everything.
Okay.
Let me continue.
absolutely. So I did have. You are all set it up for the next month. So you need to at least be bringing in 80 gold pieces every month. Now you have the option here of deciding how much you want to put away. Now I always think it's best to have at least the next 6 months of all of your payments kept in here in the safe, just in case. Now would be a great time to invest in yourselves in such a way. However,
Honestly? Oh, go ahead. Excuse me, Layla. I did not mean to interrupt you. Continue.
well, I was just going to say that is going to come out to around 400 gold pieces, but you would be set for the next 6 months. And every time you do your adventuring economics, especially if you bring home quite a bit of gold like this, you should be able to keep that going indefinitely until you're paid off.
That sounds ideal.
Excellent. So we're
Not
minus-
opposed to the idea. Alder, I know. Or I know you're not technically on the or anything like that, but is that okay with you still, since you'll be living here?
Yeah, no, that's fine with me. I mean, I figured this is kind of the arrangement for the time for, well, I'm gonna say indefinitely. I don't know when things will change, but I mean, all my stuff's here, so might as well. Why not?
Speaking on that point, Alda, actually, and she pulls up your kind of mortgage, and there's more paper there than when you originally signed, Reyn, and when you all originally signed, especially adding the cost of being resurrected. There is room for more signatures on this lease if you would like to make this official.
Well, if you got a pen, I'll go ahead.
Finally. We've been
Yay.
asking for 3+
Welcome.
months.
Alder puts his name and officially adds himself
crib
to
until recently.
I know.
To the
I'm
lease.
poking fun.
Well, that takes care of that. So, putting away that gold and making sure you're all set for the next 6 months leaves us with 1,590 or 1,590 gold pieces. Now it's a matter of what are all of your goals. I know you're building a barn for here. You've invested quite a bit of money. While your lodgings are taken care of, there is the matter of taxes, having a fund for your adventuring expenses, making sure you set aside enough to keep myself and any further employees employed, as well as making sure that you all reap the benefits of your, well, quite frankly, astonishing work.
Thank you.
Well, as far as equipment goes, we should rely on personal expense for that. It's not like we have an armory for the moment. You're our only employee as of the moment, so we'll keep you employed and your further salary. Gelt is just going off on his intelligence.
I think perhaps a small amount of gold every month for just improving the building, our building itself. While the interior has been taken care of, the exterior is
taxes.
Still leaves a lot to be desired.
True. I do agree with you there, Çiaran. Absolutely. That'd be kind of a goal to work towards as outdoor improvement. Yes, obviously, Gelt. We are law-abiding citizens. We will pay our taxes.
Oh, excellent. You have an annual property tax of 10% of what your current property is worth. For you all, I believe that's 150 gold pieces. That will be due at the end of the year. Yes, that is your annual taxes to play on this. Running an actual guild to maintain your membership does require, for the entirety of the year, another 120 gold pieces. So you're 270 gold pieces behind. You don't have records of that. While you are signed up as a guild.
Membership guild.
You are registered, but you haven't paid. Unless you can
Exactly.
find me proof of payment, which I've gone through your records. You don't have.
And I can absolutely
MVD.
And I can absolutely guarantee you that the only money that I put down was for this building. I did put in
I thought we
paperwork
registered
for
with the adventurers as a.
No.
I thought we registered as an adventurers guild.
No.
We are acting in name only. Gelt is slightly.
Once
Gelt,
again,
we
it's
rebuilt
okay.
the place, and then everything fell apart for a little while.
Yes, that's why you have me here.
Exactly. She figures out our expenses that we
She's
need to
saving
handle.
us. No need to panic.
We're all
Who was
heroes
handling
in our
it?
own way. Mine just happens to be with finances.
Yeah. We literally. I don't think I can understate the importance of your role here. We could not do this without you.
Your title should be Hero of Heroes.
Manager of heroes.
So, if you would like to all have that, that is going to be due at the end of the year, which we are getting closer and closer to. Let's see. In real time, we're about the same time that we are in our real word here. So it is the equivalent of September in the Forgotten Realms. So you have September to October, 1 month. October, November, December. So you have 4 months to... So you have the better part of 4 months to get all 270 gold pieces acquired. Now, you can clearly have the money to set aside now. It will mean less payment, but you won't have to worry about it moving forward. That is a decision I leave up to you. Or I could continue to take a percentage from whatever earnings you get in the hopes of reaching that number. It will just, of course... Well, if you only do this at least 3 more times, you'll be just fine. However, that is assuming that every job will be as lucrative in your adventuring economics.
Which is not always the case. I will admit, this was
I would say quite unlikely.
This was a perfect
quite the
storm
trove.
kind of a situation with having multiple high-paying gigs and everything that kind of happened. Yeah.
Well, then would you prefer for me just to set that funds aside and get you all placed together? We could pay it now, and then you would be set for the remainder of the year and have your years paid. You would be, as they would say, right as rain.
The only thing
funny.
I would ask
I'm
of the rest
funny.
of the party... Oh, it was good. I liked it. The only thing I'd ask of the rest of the group, I suppose, if there were any large purchases anybody was planning that we needed, that you were trying to actually use money for right now, or if this is okay.
Gelt will speak up. He's like just restoration of this broken sword from our last adventure, but otherwise nothing.
And probably after our next adventure, we should consider getting horses, since we have a...
Because we'll have the...
Actually, Gelt will no longer need that.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll get
Um,
there. We'll
Do
get
that.
there.
Do that in
even if-
roleplay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Even if we pay that though, we're each still gonna have a few hundred gold that we'll be acquiring ourselves, correct?
True.
It would leave you with 1,320 gold to split amongst yourselves.
Yeah, that would
250 plus.
just fine. That's
Yeah.
still quite the haul by any standard.
Absolutely. Let's get everything all taken care of.
Squared
I
away.
I like the feeling of being all
squared
official.
away.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I will do so. So you have 1,320 gold after we liquidate all of your current assets. So split evenly between the three
Right
of
back.
you. That is going to
Four.
be 340 gold pieces for each one of you.
Very nice.
I would say that is quite lucrative. Now, I would also suggest, just personally, to set aside my monthly payments as all 30 gold
Absolutely.
pieces aside. If you're going to continue adventuring economics, I would just like to make certain that I may continue to work for you and continue this profitable endeavor.
Absolutely. I do concur.
Absolutely. So, taking that, so that would leave you with, for the month, is 30 gold pieces, of course, which I believe is fine. That is going to be 1,290, split evenly between the four of you. That would lead to... Oh, dear. Hold on 1 second. My mental math was going good until this number. This number threw me off. So that's going to be 1,290 divided by 4. 322 gold pieces, with one of you receiving 323. In fact, why don't we consider that a tip for me putting it together, and we'll just make it even better.
Sure.
Yes, please.
Wonderful. So you all, for your last adventure, having everything paid, you're 6 months ahead, your taxes are going to be paid, you're legally running a guild with all expenses paid, and your own finances leaves you with individually 322 gold pieces and nothing owed. Well, besides your larger mortgage, but that would be... Well, you'd be making zero money if you wanted to put a huge dent in that this month. But why rush things?
Yeah, that sounds pretty incredible. They've all said it, but clearly we weren't doing any of these things, so I appreciate you.
Definitely.
Yes, we all do.
I very much appreciate what you do for the city and what you do for my employment. Plus, I will say, if you're going to continue to do this well, I may want to negotiate for a percentage instead of a singular goal, but let's see how we go forward, and if you find my work acceptable.
We will definitely speak in the future about negotiations with your contract. Absolutely. But we'll leave that for the future.
She's now become the most prestigious secretary in town.
She may be the most important member of this guild right now.
For real.
Truly.
Real.
Well, I believe that leaves me with a very long day ahead of me with this all run out, and she puts, she writes, and she this entire time has not stopped writing while speaking. Almost could double hand quills if possible.
So impressive.
But I will begin the process of liquidating your assets. It will take the better part of a day for you all to have your gold in hand. But that will predominantly be my work for the day. Is there anything else I could help? Would love to get a start on this.
Not that I can think of. If you need any assistance hauling anything, getting stuff anywhere, I'm not planning on doing anything with my day, so I'm here to help.
I may take you up on that offer. I'm going to need to go to the market first, so...
Take your
Yeah,
time,
and she-
keep your work in, let me know when you need me.
Yep,
You got more produce, please.
More produce. If you would like, you could negotiate for a grocery bill, and I could make that part to keep you constantly maintained, unless you would like the honor of doing it yourself.
I think
We are in
Gelt may
town
want to,
Well, Gelt would like to keep, and we are pretty stocked up on actual goods that will like last.
Your non-perishables
But
are still just fine. I actually left a list of all of your ingredients in your kitchen.
I appreciate it. But we
Yes,
are
it's
in
right next
town
to your little
intermittent.
blue book of cookbook things. Taste of everything
Appreciate it.
right next to it. It has an inventory of log. I will say that some of your tomatoes did not keep very well, so I had to throw them out. Sorry.
That's perfectly fine.
cool.
We can give them to the horses when we get them.
Horses. If you're adding horses, that is good to know. We will need to start factoring how much it's going to take, how many you're going to have, because they do cost every day to be fed. But
Yep.
we'll wait for you guys to do that. I will just start making early considerations for that.
Awesome. Oh, also, we have a big weasel that's our pet now.
Well, that's right. But he lives inside.
As he just kind of up in my grill.
All right. Weasel
We-
food.
We saved him from a kobold fighting pit. He's
Honestly,
cute.
it was the least crazy thing that happened that day.
Yeah.
Actually, like, Greenhawks brings me so many damn dead animals that I have nothing to do with. You know, the weasel can eat that. They're carnivores.
That's true. Cool.
Please
Don't
keep
wor-
the weasel out of the study.
Yes, we can definitely do
Oh,
that.
the weasel will stay in my room until the barn is built, and
The
then it
weasel
can-
has free
it can-
leisure.
The weasel
it is a giant
do-
fighting pit.
absolute monstrosity things to my files, and I feel like I've made it very clear that these files are for both of us. Weasels are not conducive to filing practices.
We'll
Alder,
get your
you're a scribe.
lockbox.
You understand where I'm coming from.
Yes. Gelt, go back to the kitchen.
We'll get our lockbox.
I'm really just wondering what happens if we put the bandana on the weasel. No, never mind.
Oh my god.
I think it already has a high intelligence to begin with. I posted the weasel stats. Let's take a look at them.
You keep posting the wrong weasel stats because this one is giant.
Oh, they can't be much smarter.
But regardless.
So,
No, they're
Lila,
dumb. They're dumb as shit, y'all.
yes, most natural beasts are not crushing it in the intelligence department.
Surprising.
Yeah, but rather wise. Anyways, Lila begins the process of liquidating your assets, getting your paperwork, paying your taxes, doing the boring secretary work that adventurers don't want to do.
This is why we hire somebody. I'm very proud of us hiring somebody. Yay!
Let's end that here for now. Let's with
Yeah.
finances stored, experience given, gold brokered in. We'll say the first of your guys' downtime days get you guys paid.
Woo!
Cool. Good stuff.
Oh my
everybody.
gosh. That was the fact that we still got that much money after paying all of our finances and shit is
Yeah.
awesome.
True.
Yeah, if you guys
Day one
got
with budget.
to raid two gangs who have been just hoarding wealth for the last better part of a year plus. So you got all of their gold, all of their stuff, and got paid the legal way. I mean,
Lila, we have a ship.
Oh yeah. Wait.
Oh.
Don't. Wait. Oh dear. Jeez, I can hear it.
Oh,
Oh
dear.
shit.
We
yeah,
got to
that's
still
that's
figure that out.
especially
Yeah,
where
we're
we're gonna
still
end
figuring
it. With as Lila's like coming back with all your gold after the day of liquidating. She's like, here you go, splitting it all up, giving you each like your own little box in the store. There's like one for Gelt, one for
Oh
Reyn,
my
one
God.
for Çiaran, one for Alder, each with their own key for you guys and all set up.
her.
And then you're
I
like,
love her so
we
much.
have a ship, and she just drops the last key. Oh dear. And that's where our session's gonna end. So let's say goodbye to chat.
So
Well,
All right, bye, chat.
Bye, chat.
bye, chat.
Bye.
Oh.